What is up, ladies and gentlemen? I am Brandon Jones, and that is Michael Huber, and welcome to the Easy
Hello.
Allies Community Showcase. We are two members of the Easy Alliance, if you will, but we're doing not today, but reading and chatting about things that our amazing community wants to talk about and has created. This is our $10 tier on patreon.com/easyallies. If you'd like to be a part of this, we do this at the beginning of every month. A post goes up at the end of the month that you can be a part of. If you watched part of the showcase or heard an interesting tune or saw a really cool picture and you're like, I want to get me more of that, you go to patreon.com/easyallies. One of the top tabs on our website is, or on that, we have various websites. We'll say Community Showcase, and that'll take you not only to the April 2021 Community Showcase, this right now, but all the ones previously, and you can go check out your YouTube pages and your SoundCloud pages. You can find most of Michael Huber's work on youtube.com/easyallies. We're here to talk about Huber a little bit. There are a couple people threw some references. Last month, Ben Moore was on, and it was just like every comment was, Street Fighter this and Monster Hunter that. But like, a couple people brought up Resident Evil, but there's not a ton of Huberisms, just kind of some general sentiments. But again, these are wonderful supportive patrons at $10 and above, here for your viewing enjoyment. It usually takes about three and a half hours to get through. Are you ready, Huber?
So ready.
Nice. Kicking it off with a ton of comments. So get cozy, everybody. First from Cesar Villa. Hello, Huber and Jones. How was the beginning of April treating you? Did you fall into some April Fool's prank? Did you buy anyone, Huber? Was there anything that you... There were funny ones, but there's anything you were like, wait, what? Oh.
No, it was my dad's birthday yesterday. So I went over and peeked at him through the windows and said hello. And Beth made him a cake. Beth baked him a cake, so we gave him a cake. And that's about it. Got him a gift card to Barnes & Noble and Pete's Coffee. Little coffee and a book.
Nice.
So
It's so funny. It's like whenever you get somebody a gift certificate, you always kind of, it's like, oh, I'm not sure if I could, do anything more specific, but I think this is something like they would like. And whenever you get a gift certificate, you're like, sweet.
Yeah.
It's like you're
So
never like
sweet.
upset to get one. For some reason, whenever I give them, I'm like, I'm not sure. Yeah, like we for Easter, Milo got like a pastry from a family friend. And he like tried it and was like, yeah, okay, that's kind of interesting. And then he wandered off, and I'm like, I get to eat this now, right? That's like that's how that works. Like he gets first dibs, and then if he mashes the whole thing into his face, it's my,
Totally.
I don't, no luck for me, but clearly not interested.
yeah.
Oops, where did it go? I was secretly hoping that since April 1st landed on a Thursday, Huber would have remotely twisted Bossman's arm and gotten him for Syndrome for a week, or maybe another ally. As for my monthly update, the project I mentioned in March that was made impossible due to overambition, experience, and laziness, now has stopped for shyness and self-awareness. How can you talk so confidently on a mic, Jones? Because I've been doing this for a stupid long time. So that's one thing. You just keep doing it and doing it. Go back and watch Michael Huber's interview of Ted Price.
Oh my God, watch it. I dare you to watch it. Or the first Invisible Walls, where we're talking about one of the Assassin's Creeds. Woo!
One of the things, Huber, I remember in theater, there was like one scene I had my hand in my pants while I was doing a scene in theater, and the guy was like, take your hand out of your pants. And I'm like, what? And he's like, get your hands out of your pants. And I was like, what do I do with them? He's like, I don't know. Just put them at your side. I'm like, I can't just stand here with my arms not engaged in an activity. He's like, dude, calm down. Like, so yeah, even just Huber standing next to Ted Price, like you could tell, he's like, I forgot how to breathe, man. I don't even know how to function right now. I guess having your wonderful voice helps because I wrote my script and began recording it, but after listening to my voice for 5 minutes and realizing that even I couldn't understand the words that came out of my mouth, I gave up. Still, I have an idea for a couple of years now that involves Huber that I really want to see to fruition, so maybe next year. 12 months should be enough to produce a 3-minute video, right? Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Anyway, games. April 1st witnessed the end of Super Mario Bros. 35, and I have to say I'm surprised at how simple yet engaging that game was. I spent a couple of hours every morning from December to March playing, always having a great time. I'm convinced this wasn't a game for 10-year-olds that use a Switch to play Minecraft or Fortnite. That was a game for the 10-year-old parents who got NES on Christmas of '85 and stuck with Super Mario Brothers as their sole cartridge until their next birthday, or God forbid, the following Christmas. That was a game in which ancient knowledge of the layout and locations of power-ups, shortcuts, and warps were an enormous advantage. I sure will miss it, but in the meantime, I will get back to my Resident Evil 4 playthrough that I started back in November and halted because of Mario's celebration. Salazar had already got what was coming to him, so Sadler, you are next soon. Also, a shout out to Sony for returning the Play at Home program. I mentioned this on the show before how much I loved The Witness on PC, and now being able to play it on my PS4 for free, I'm in. And now that Jones brought it to my attention, I want to give Abzu a try too. On a different note, my mom got the first shot of the vaccine and is waiting for the second dose to arrive in her city. Shame that things with vaccination here in Mexico are a mess. I don't expect to get vaccinated earlier than 2022, but just knowing that more and more people around the world are getting vaccinated gives me hope. Maybe I'll get to shake your hands at EasyX Live 2022. That's it for March. Stay safe and healthy, allies. This time was in contact, Cesar. I will say this about the next event, Huber. It was definitely, we were talking about before and after planning EasyX. It was like, yeah, let's not do shows anymore. Let's just hang out with our fans. This is way better. Let's just play video games, man. Let's just go bowling. You know, like putting on big concerts and stuff. It's too stressful.
I just got a text from the government saying that I'm registered for my vaccination. And that they're going to get back to me. Just got a text. You are confirmed. Nice.
Now it'll be on our Wikipedia page, Huber. They'll be like, Michael Huber was the first one of the group. Couldn't you totally see Damiani? It's just like, okay, now we all got vaccinated, but we haven't heard Damiani. You got vaccinated. He's like, I got vaccinated 6 months ago.
Yeah,
like, what?
Totally. It would be like, Damiani.
Didn't I tell you guys? We're like, no, Damiani, you didn't tell us.
For sure.
That or Don. Just Don's got contacts in the black market. He's got, yeah.
Don would have vaccinations for us.
Yeah, exactly.
Damiani would just be like, yo, I got it. Don would be like, yo, I got it. I got them all.
From Andrew Gaunt, hey Jones and Huber, I've been saving my first post for the showcase specifically for Huber, as I think the allies will appreciate it the most. One of my best friends growing up, who I've played a bunch of games with over the years, is now the drummer of a band called Arrows in Action. They put out a really cool music video animated in the style of old school beat 'em ups. It's one of my favorite songs by them, and the video is pretty rad. I hope you boys will enjoy it. Obviously, we can't just go around posting videos for various bands. I'm going to drop it there in chat, though, and you guys can check it out. Andrew Gaunt replied to this and was like, wait a minute, I'd have to get approval from them. You can't show that. But we got the link. And he wanted to drop in, so all of you can maybe pause and check that out. Or watch it now. It's fine. Brandy K. Gann won't mind.
Well,
it finally happened.
I skimmed through, and the visuals look really cool.
Nice.
That's cool.
If you turn the volume off and listen to Brandy K. Gann. By the time this is being read, it'll have been 2 weeks since I've been exposed to COVID. Despite the fact that I'm naturally a recluse, don't really enjoy social gatherings even before the pandemic, I still live with my grandparents, and my grandmother started feeling ill about halfway through the month. She was pretty much bed couch-ridden for a week before finally deciding to see a doctor or nurse, and she tested positive. While I'm typically never in the same room as her in a normal day for more than about 10 minutes or so at a time, and never within arm's reach during her illness, I'm sure I contracted it, outside of headaches and inconsistent cough and difficulty sleeping, which I've had trouble with the latter all my life. Neither myself nor my grandfather exhibited any other symptoms. My grandmother's feeling better, but what has really bothered me to an indescribable degree is that they've been eligible for the vaccine for a little while due to their age and have chosen not to get it. Which means you can probably guess what side of the political spectrum they subscribe to. I'm sure that in light of me not being very social and having little contact with other people for over a year, the only way I would catch it was from either one of them. At least you have someone to blame. I'm kidding. And sure enough, because of not being completely discipled and willingly choosing not to get the vaccine, I can't even begin to describe how upset it makes me. Try to have the second half of my comment to be on a more positive note. All right, okay, hold on. We're switching to Doom Eternal. Let me take a breath.
Okay. Whew.
I really got immersed in that because, that's definitely going to be a thing over the next couple months. My parents and my brother got vaccinated. My brother works with at a nursing home. He volunteers and he works teaching kids. And so there's like all sorts of avenues that he could take to get it. He came over the other day and was playing with Sophie and just looked at me, Huber, like I know we had emails. We're checking it out. I'm sorry. I'm not getting up at 6 a.m. to go check stuff. I'm saying we're fine. Raising a 2-year-old. Jeez. So here we go. Doom Eternal. I did get through Doom Eternal, the Ancient Gods Part 2, and thoroughly enjoyed it, except for the final boss, which took me about 45 minutes of a 5-hour playthrough. Imagine if the Marauder is 3 times the size, has 5 health bars, and not only can summon dogs, but ethereal versions of the hardest demons. With how the story ends, I'm curious what it will do next, both in terms of Doom as a franchise, and what other games they'll make. Outside of that, though, the remainder of my March has been devoted to the annual tradition of the March Madness basketball tournament, and with the exception of one game in the first round that was declared a no contest, all games were able to be safely played, and it was a great watch, especially when small colleges I never knew existed were able to defeat the traditional powerhouses. That's the best. I love that. To close, I look forward to the next few months as I start a series replay of Ratchet & Clank, leading to Rift Apart, getting myself hyped up in the excellent Huber syndrome surrounding Resident Evil, heading into Mr. Huber's full playthrough of Village, and I'm getting the itch to try games for the first time I've let pass me by in Jak and Daxter and Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. Downloaded Subnautica on my PS5, Huber. Downloaded
Nice.
Subnautica, just like, maybe I'll get around.
Maybe little dabbling. My dad was devastated because he went to UCLA as a kid,
Wow.
and they lost like in overtime versus the number one team, Gonzaga, in the country. They were underdogs by 14 points and lost by 3 in overtime. It was an incredible game, but my dad was devastated. But he's been through worse. He's like, back in my day, I used to go in seclusion anytime UCLA lost. I wouldn't take calls. I would just like lock myself around me. Now he's just like, whatever. It was a loss. Who cares?
Almost went to USC. Almost. They didn't get in. We all applied for USC Film School. Or I applied for theater school. That was one of my worst auditions ever. Was for USC theater. I was not prepared.
Jones,
Because
have you seen
the thing for auditions, dude. It's one thing for applying for college, but when you're applying for theater, you got to audition, and so you got to prepare monologues. And so if you do a bunch of them in a row, then you know your monologue. But then if like a month goes by and it's like, oh, the USC audition's coming up, and it's like, oh shit, I didn't rehearse.
No.
This is gonna be fucking terrible. What were you saying? Sorry.
Yeah, the documentary about the college admission scandal on Netflix?
It
so
has
good.
It has a tempting font. It's like you see how some documentaries advertise themselves. And I saw that font. It was like, they're not playing around.
Very serious.
Huber, this is for you. I've been digging this out because I've been going through my old cards. You see this stack right here?
Oh,
Does everybody at home see that stack of baseball cards? It's a pretty dense stack, right? What are you thinking? Is this like 1 year? Is this one team? What's going on here? This is all Fernando Valenzuela, baby.
Dude, so sick.
Batting stats, score. Look at this. Fleer. Don Russ.
I love it.
Look at that handsome man.
Oh, it's so
Look
good.
at this.
That's so good. Dude, I got two myself right here.
Doing the trademark, looking straight up. Yeah.
Baseball cards, Jones. Let's go.
Dude, all Fernando. I was not a big collector, and I gave away a lot of them, like to my brother mostly. My brother has been trading during the pandemic.
Nice.
Oh my god, he just sold a not a Bo. I think it was a Bo Jackson for $500 or something.
Wow.
Yeah, the pipe prices are. The scoring, this is gaming related too, because this deals with Pokemon. Scoring companies are like shutting down because they're like, we can't handle the load. It's too much because people keep rating. They keep sending in their cards to be rated.
Pokemon cards, dude, same thing right now.
It's over. But anyway, I look forward to the next few months. Yes, blah blah blah. Resident Evil: Senua's Sacrifice. Yes.
Doom Eternal, dude. I'm waiting for the PS5 patch because I have it on PS4. Waiting for the PS5 patch to hop into Ancient Gods.
Nice.
I've seen a lot of people.
Are you intimidated?
Very, and I'm here for it. Like, we need to understand. This is a mini rant. We need to understand that not every game is for every human.
True.
Like, it's not.
We want to champion accessibility, but like every now and then.
Yeah. Like, it happens, dude. Like, games can be hard. Like, I can't beat Ninja Gaiden.
I can't beat Sekiro. I tried.
I'm not gonna be bitter and complain about it. Like, it's, I'm not gonna ruin it for everyone else. But I guess then that goes into like maybe have an easy mode. But
of course, I saw. I think it was Shinobi was tweeting that he's like, I'm on easy mode. I can't finish this game. Like, it's ridiculous. KB Holmes. Hi, Huber and Jones. Don't have a crochet project to show off this month, so I'll keep it brief and instead just say that I played the Resident Evil 2 Remake. Well, here we go. All right, we're only a couple comments in, and we've already done our due diligence. My very first RE game I actually played, and I absolutely loved it. The game is an absolute masterclass in level and puzzle design, enough for me to get over my own fear while playing. Truly one of the best games I've completed in a long time. Currently trying to work up the courage to start RE7 in preparation for next month. Wish me luck, love, and respect. Yeah, RE7, a different game from RE2. Very similar, but
you feel the franchise in there, but yeah, definitely different. That's awesome. I've been going through the full on the side. I've been replaying all the Resident Evils, which sounds like an insane amount of time, but each one is like 5 to 10 at most. I can get through them really fast. So I just finished Remake 2. Like,
nice.
It had been a while.
Huber, you imagine the team prepping for Village that's getting ready. They're like, okay, so we got these new weapons. We got, the protagonist angle from 7. We got werewolves. There's going to be various things we're rolling out, enemy types and environments. We don't want to spoil stuff. And we have a very particular guide about what we're going to be focusing on when. And then they launch the first trailer and the community's like, Lady Demonstrescu. That's literally the only thing happening in this video game. The whole ad team's like, oh, all right.
Yeah.
Done. People are going to advertise this for us on social media. Like,
I love that.
It's like, What else is capturing the public mindshare of Resident Evil Village
Yeah.
right now at all? What even comes close?
I know. Jones, I
Nothing
love
else.
that they didn't even know what they had. Like, they were surprised. They were like,
What
we
if you,
didn't expect
what if you
this.
destroy her like halfway through and people are like
Yeah.
pissed? They're like,
honestly,
what?
yeah.
You
'Cause
killed
that
her in this game?
that
And it's like,
was
yeah, she's the
written-
bad guy. Like, what-
Yeah. That's
she's
so
gonna
true.
explode. You know, like
Oh my God.
you're gonna launch some grenade rounds into her and she's gonna like explode and everyone's gonna get all bitter. That's gonna be fun. Sage Mode Q. Hey Jones and Hubert. Last month, I finished a couple games that I'd love to get Brandon Jones and his expert open world opinion on.
Me too.
Those
Excellent.
games are Far
Let's hear
Cry
this.
3 and Far Cry 4. First time playing both of them. My first Far Cry game was actually Far Cry 5, which I got owned when it came right out because I thought it looked cool and I'd never played any of the other ones, and I loved Far Cry 5 when it came out and didn't really understand the hate it got. Now I've played 3 and 4 and I totally see where the problems with 5 come from, and it's mostly involving the story. Compared to 3 and 4, Far Cry 5's story is, I don't want to be too harsh, but complete trash compared to the other two. I like Montana. I like being in that area. Obviously, I'm like a Boy Scout. I'm a you know, I live in the U.S., so like I love, you know, the outdoors aspect, and I love all your partners. I hope that like never goes away in Far Cry. That now you have like constantly like a whole cast of AI people that you can bring with you, and all of them would talk to each other, and like you could bring like a bear, like all that's 3 and 4 don't have any of that, and that was really really cool.
5 had the bear.
5 had the bear. Yeah,
That was
you
great.
could-
Loved
yeah.
the bear.
A bear and a cougar just following you around, like it's awesome.
You rescue
It's
the,
like-
the
it's like
bear
World
from
of
the
Warcraft.
zoo too, right?
Yeah.
Or something. Yeah,
like
that
a
was great.
circus, yeah, where they're like he's being abused.
Yeah.
But yeah, the fight. I mean, anything going on in like the main villain plot line, skip everything. I just didn't care.
The worst.
Was hard to find the cutscene that was just bad enough for me to say how bad the story was. Far Cry 3 still holds up for me. Still holds up, but it does show its age when it comes to controls and visuals, of course. And the main character is kind of meh. The standout for it is obviously its story, more important than and more importantly, its villain, Vaz. I'm going to say something a little controversial. I think Vaz might be a tad overrated. Please don't kill me. He's great. He really is. But for years, all I've heard about is he's one of the greatest video game villains of all time. I have not heard that. I heard people get a kick out of Vaz, but that's a pedestal I have not.
It's at the time. We have to remember, this is a great question. We have to remember how fucking far video game writing has
Right.
gone, Jones.
Right. Yeah,
like,
yeah.
like that's why I get so upset. Like sometimes I'll like lose sleep a little bit in Hall of Greats because I think games now are better than they've ever freaking been. I think modern games
Yeah.
destroy old games, dude.
Yeah.
So I think at the time it was like raising the bar for what a villain character could be in a video game that isn't
yeah.
a JRPG that has the luxury of 50, 60 hours of storytelling. For an action game, he was great at the time.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's funny when you message me after about God of War, like, you didn't vote for God of War, and I'm like,
It's like,
I have this weird hang up about new games. It's just like, I don't know, for the Hall of Greats, like, give it time, let it breathe, you know,
no time
enjoy
needed.
it. We'll get back to it later.
Instant classic.
But of course, I mean, when I think about it again, it's like, oh, of course, God of War is better than any of those games. You know, it's like it's not. Hall of Greats is its own weird thing. Will a Far Cry game ever make into Hall of Greats? I don't think so. Far Cry 5 was fun because I shadow dropped everybody with that review because I got the code like Friday afternoon and I didn't have to do any. This is before I had a kid. I didn't have to do anything that weekend, and so I just Far Cry 5'd it all weekend, and then Monday, like, boom, review. People were like, I didn't even know you had the code. What's going on? I still liked him in the game a lot despite that. Now for Far Cry 4, I'm going to start off with maybe another little bit of a controversial opinion, but I think Far Cry 4 is by far the best game in the series of the 3 that I've played. Sure. Story Wars, I like it more than 3. It definitely has, I think, the most going on story-wise of all of them. The main character is great, has a much better story, and way more likable than the protagonist of Far Cry 3. The villain, Pagan Min, voiced wonderfully by Troy Baker. That was kind of like my introduction to him, where I was like, wait a minute, that guy did him? Probably the highlight of the game for me. The open world visually still looks really good on the PS5. Lots of very fun side quests, cool places to explore, lots of grappling and swinging and stuff. The mechanics are also great. One huge leap compared to Far Cry 3 are the driving controls, which are excellent in this, but abysmal in 3. Interesting. All in all, I really enjoyed my time with both games, and I'm excited for the future of the franchise. I know you're a big open world fan, Brandon, but I'm not really sure what your experience and love towards is the Far Cry series. You have a favorite Far Cry, probably 4. What do you... 2? Still 2? Nice. Never played 2. Played 1. I played
Incredible
1
game.
and like 4 other versions of 1. 1 like was on PC and then on Xbox, then on Xbox 360, and then What would you like to see in Far Cry 6 to make sure it doesn't have the same mistakes that Far Cry 5 made? I would love Huber's thoughts on these questions as well. Love and respect as always, Quentin. First Far Cry was Far Cry on the PC, because I remember that was a big trailer thing too. I remember had like action trailers like this game is a Far Cry from other action games. It was like, and it was like lots of stunt shots, like, and I was like, whoa, like this. It was one of the more video game trailers that was very much like a movie trailer, and so I was like fascinated by that at the time. Totally skipped 2. I remember Justin Spear was a big 2 fan.
On Far Cry 1, my brother and I were playing the game together, and he immediately was done when the monsters showed up. He was like, I didn't sign up for this. Like, this is lame.
Yeah, totally.
Just done. He's like, monsters? No, I'm out.
It's like the unspoken rule. Like, imagine if Rambo fought a monster. No,
yeah.
No, dude. He fights jeeps and helicopters. That's what he fights. And then, skip 2 for some, I don't know, maybe just the desert seemed kind of dull for me. The color palette was a little bland. But played Primal. I actually loved Primal. I was kind of like stoked on Primal. Never played Blood Dragon. Never played it.
You'll love it whenever you do.
Yeah, I know. And
you should definitely make some time for that one anytime
you know what I got hooked on, that I've gotten hooked on ever since and kind of dabbled in. Same thing with Trials, where it's like if I want to, I can spend hours doing it, but I don't. It was the Xbox 360 version of Far Cry. The first one was like Far Cry Instincts or something.
Yeah.
And that was where I was like, wait a minute, this game has like a level creator? And so it like went in and was like moving topography and planting trees and making rivers and bridges. It was like, oh no. And like, that was when I started just like uploading stuff and checking out other people's levels. So it was just like, whoa, I don't think I even started the campaign on the 360. I just saw that, like, we reviewed it and I saw somebody had submitted footage of the review and I was like, what the hell is this? And then not only played for, Ben doesn't bring this up that often, but like Ben and I went to blows because you were as well. Both of you were championing Wolfenstein for shooter of that year, and I was like, it's Far Cry. I'm like, they're on the fence, but there were some story moments in Wolfenstein that I was like, I thought that completely pulled me out of that game, and it was a little longer than I wanted it to be or whatever. But like, I would totally accept that if I was outvoted. I'd be like, whatever, that was the best shooter of that year. But I remember, like, I was the. Was
that 4 or 5? Far Cry 4 that year. Got it.
5 was, 5's not. Don't give any award to 5 for anything. But that was fun.
Really good.
I remember, like, that was one of those goatee arguments where, like, the eyes get wide enough that you're like, I'm legitimately hurting this person right now. Like, this is, whoa, I gotta be careful. But Forge probably, and Forge has a cool story. It's I love it's fun culture-wise to have somebody of a culture that didn't really experience it, and then they come back, and it's like, wait, this is very important. You don't understand what's going on, but it's very important to your family.
Doom, I play one below the hardest, but for the DLC, I'll probably play one below that even, because I've heard bad things. Because Wolfenstein gets pretty crazy too, Jones. That's a very difficult game, even on normal. It is brutal.
You can't dance around in that game. You got to be very committed all the time.
Yeah.
From level Capybara. Hi, Brandon. Hi, Huber. Have you ever woken up in the morning with an idea fully formed in your head, unsure of where it came or how it got there? Like how Chrono Trigger's composer Yasunori Mitsuda says ideas for the soundtrack came to him in his sleep. Well, I think I had a similar experience a little while back, but with an Easy Allies twist. Does this ever happen to you, Huber? I
dream things all the time that I think are reality. It's insane.
Every now and then I get those. Every now and then I get that. I think like once a year I'll have some dream where I'll just kind of wake up and look at Amanda and I'm like, I don't understand why that dream out of all the dreams needed. Well, like legitimately wake up and be like, I am Brandon Jones. That's right. I forgot what was going on there. But no, I'm usually, that's why I'm such a night person, is like, I'm okay in the morning. I can get up and do something. Like I don't need, like somebody to like push me out of bed, but like cognitively, like I don't remember. Amanda's always like, so this happened in my dream and then this and this and this and this. And I'm like,
Jones,
I was in a hotel, I think. That's all I know.
Jones, if I don't have coffee in the morning,
yeah, that's me now.
I'm honestly, chat, you wouldn't even know who I am. I'm a monster. You. I'm a monster. I'll admit it. I need just a sip. Yeah.
Dude, well now the next EasyX, if we do a fundraiser, it's for
no coffee for
$6,000 the Michael Huber monster stream.
No.
Outlast at 7 a.m. and no coffee. So let me explain. Here's this Easy Allies version. As I woke up in the morning, a single 2-word phrase was etched in my mind. It sounded bold, like it could have been something like it could have been a title of something cool. And that title was Huber's Knowledge. No idea why I would wake up with a phrase like Huber's knowledge floating around in my head. I've absolutely no idea, but they say dreams have power, so I figured I would seek out help interpreting this one. And who help better to do the divination than the Easy Allies themselves? So my question is, what does Huber's knowledge mean? Could it perhaps be the title of some sort of alternate universe Easy Allies show? And if so, what would the show be about? Thanks for indulging my silly inquiry. Much love and respect, Level Capybara. Huber's knowledge is like, and I didn't prep this. This just came to me right now. Get like Kingdom Hearts vibes, right? Huber's knowledge is like an energy source that you can see like rings of or orbs of, and you go into a world, and those are the things. This is the knowledge you have of the future. So you get hyped for something, not realizing that you're actually connecting with something that's going to happen and willing it into existence. But if you were to travel into like, Neverland or whatever, then you can see physical manifestations of these things, and they just kind of float by. You hear echoes of Huber, just like.
So are you
We're
saying
gonna get a new Silent Hill in October of next year? You're like,
so are you saying I'm similar to Sora?
I'd have to play more of the games to know, and they're all on PC, man. Tempting. Every time I open up the Epic Game Store, it's like, do it.
You do it. Do it.
Dude, it's in your library already. Just download the first one. Just do it.
Do it.
Yeah, that's what I think that is. But
I love
have
it.
any, yeah.
No, I love this, dude. Sora, 10 out of 10. Yes, I love it.
What's that? That's Huber's knowledge. I can't do Donald. That's from the impressions end. James Davey, greetings, Brandon and Huber. To celebrate and commemorate the 5-year anniversary of EZA, I thought I'd put together my own review of Easy Allies. So without further ado, Easy Allies are now half a decade old, and in that time, they've lived up to their namesake as a group of easy-to-love gamers who can watch as obsessively as munching down a large bag of Doritos. The question is, are the Easy Allies the best group of gamers on the internet, or are they merely a gaggle of orangutans making loud noises? Made out of 8 disparate parts, like a big bag of British chocolate revels with an additional 2 flavors, Easy Allies are a wonderfully diverse and talented group of gamers that anyone can enjoy. Like their doggos and puppers, they are remarkable, and their cozy and welcoming tendencies make them extremely watchable. There are no symptoms of owie feet whatsoever. This amazing octet of gamers is spearheaded by Brandon Jones, who provides insightful editorials with his Cup of Jones series, and is the agreeable voice of Easy Allies reviews. Daniel Bloodworth is the understandable Bedrock, who is soft-spoken, but when time calls for it, will land a devastating gut punch of humor you won't see coming, and is a talent for racing games. Michael Damiani has the appearance of a truck driver, but is one of the most engrossed video gamers you will ever see. Ben Moore's sharp tact and writing style adds a distinguishable panache to reviews, with his articulations always managing to be effortlessly rich and insightful. Michael Huber's passion can level the entire planet if it was a nuclear bomb, and could rival Brock Lesnar in a beast-off if it was injected into a human body. Brad Ellis's honesty and chill demeanor combined with his love of Souls games will make you wonder what on earth can topple him. Ian's whimsy and technical wizardry will catch you off guard and send your brain into bedazzlement, as though you were entranced by the Colonel from MGS2 when he asks you to turn the game off. Lastly, but certainly not least, is Don, whose love for retro serenades with tremendous vigor. The Allies are the greatest thing since sliced bread, but thankfully you won't have to feed any of the allies to the ducks and geese by a lake, because they are too lovable, unlike bread, which is used for nourishment. That's my favorite line. There are some drawbacks to the Allies, namely Brad saying he'll F the Republic and F the Senate, which doesn't do justice to peacetime at all. And there's that time when Kyle walked out of a Q&A because his reviewer stated that Conker's Bad Fur Day was one of the funniest games he ever played. But these nitpicks can flutter into the wind because the Allies are the best at what they do. Thanks for all that you do. Love and respect. Yay!
Oh, yeah. Love and
Feels good.
respect.
Thanks, James.
That was a good take.
James can write.
Yeah. Good analysis of each ally.
Parasite
I like it.
Parasite Paladin says, hope you have a nice day.
Oh, you too. Hope you have a wonderful month.
That's the thing. All these people get stressed out and they leave these big paragraphs, man. It's just, I think I will. I think I'm going to do it now. I think I'm going to have a nice day. Starting right now. Jason A. Sackle. Oh, I'm sorry. After this comment. Continuing the trend of just playing games, random games that come to PS Plus, I played Final Fantasy VII Remake. Well, not terrible. There were plenty of dumb things in this game, some of which I couldn't tell you if they were in the original, but it has probably not. But it has been about 4 or 5 years since I played that one. I didn't mind the characters too much in this game. I think it suffers a bit in the sense of the adaptation team going, we need to make these characters cool. Let's add curse words and stuff. They were totally curse words, man. That was one of the things about FF7 that blew my mind, was Baird says shit within like 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
FF7. I was like, whoa.
High stakes.
It just really sucks when there's dialogue that feels off from a character standpoint. I could spend 500 words alone on the issues with this whole thing, so Let's just move on. The motorcycle segments were better than the original, but still total garbage. God damn it, Jason. They knew it was garbage too, so thankfully there's the option to just skip those segments. The Grim Reaper ghost things were pretty stupid. They made tense situations a bit of a bore. There was one segment where you get surrounded and the ghost dudes just pop up and bring you to safety. I think the game relies too much on people loving the original. I have no idea who the black-haired swordsman dude is, but the game sure wants me to care. There are certain things that just have zero impact unless you remember it all from the original. I could go on about how they could have structured the story to be a bit more welcoming to newcomers, as well as play up to fans of the original. But again, word count. Always the word count excuse.
I didn't like the original Final Fantasy VII, and the remake is one of my favorite games of all time. So
I'm closer to the middle on both of those comments. I didn't feel like finishing Final Fantasy VII, but recognized its technical mastery.
I said all the time, I meant like of the last many years. It's one of the highest.
I mean, to sum up my Final Fantasy VII Remake playthrough, I did everything that I was confronted with, and then when it got near the end, when I realized I had one more fight left, I went to the arena for like 5 days. Like all I did was just again and again level, more abilities.
I love the combat. Yeah, the music, the combat.
And it was, dude, there were moments and near the end when I literally have one more fight left, like in the whole game, where I was like, I pressed that button to do, that would have helped 40 hours ago. Anyway, it's a good thing to like know how to do that. Yeah, that is.
But as I was saying earlier, not every game is for every person. There's this, Jones, I can't put my finger on it, but there's this like expectation that when a game is huge, that like it's for every person. I don't understand, because like when a big movie,
like, what's in it for me? What do I get out of this?
When a big movie comes out, you know, some people are like, oh, I don't like that genre, like I'm out. But I feel like when a big game comes out,
sure,
everyone is invested. Everyone is like supposed to like it or something, and then when they don't, they're just like, this game sucks. Blah blah blah. It's overrated, and it's just like, not every game needs to be for every single person. Like, I don't know. I've been wrestling with that thesis for like 5 years, and I can't quite make it academic. But there's something there, damn it.
Well, the thing I keep obsessing over is the difference between me wondering, like Falcon and Winter Soldier, before that came out, it was like, this could be the greatest thing I've ever seen in the MCU. It could, you know, like I'm really enjoying it, but it's like, who knows? Or it could be atrocious. Whereas like, I'm gonna enjoy Days Gone 2. You know, like a trailer hasn't even come out yet. Like they haven't even officially said they're making this game. Huber, I guarantee you right now, I will enjoy it. I'll have a good time. You know, like I might get frustrated by some story parts or something, but like day one purchase.
Day one in.
Well, it's so weird with games. You settle much more into like, no, I do this thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's the same with television. It almost seems like with TV, it's like, you know, everybody should watch the show I like. And it's like, I just don't like those kind of shows. I'm just not going to watch them.
Exactly. Yeah. But with games, there's just this expectation.
Yeah. That's it. You know, some news sites, they focus on like all the development history and stuff like that after, you know, games come out. I remember Schreier saying or something, he was like, that's really what I want to focus on, is like the life after launch. And it's like, it's all about before launch, baby. That's the best. When everybody's just crapping their pants.
Yeah.
And Jason, I was annoyed a little bit by the Grim Reaper thing. So it was kind of, when they make you fight him and it doesn't do anything, I'm like, I don't feel like doing this anymore. I want to kill some stuff. There are certain things that just have zero impact unless you remember them all from the original. I could go on. Sorry. Also, the summons felt sort of forced. Why am I fighting them in a simulation? Why can this dude make materia that allows me to summon them? It all seems like they couldn't think of a good way to integrate summons into the plot, but had to jam them in there somehow. I think they didn't feel like they needed to, because this is the last comment, so I kind of feel, you know, I have opinions. I'd like to dive in on this. But they weren't that big in 7 either. Like, I think summons are either, like, really a part of the plot in a Final Fantasy game or not at all. And I think 7 was one of those things where they're, like, they're in it, but, like, they don't talk to you or, like, you know, you don't have, like, a powwow with them. Whereas, like, when you play 6, it's like there's, like, a realm they're from and stuff. It's, like, a whole major part of the story. So I think that's just 7.
Yeah, and I love the summons in 10, Jones. The idea of the summoner, you know, Una or whatever, like, has control of those. I love when that's contextualized.
Yeah. F-14, like they're their own thing, you know, like you going and fighting them like means its own very specific thing in that world. So I think it's just 7. Wasn't a big deal in the OG. Speaking of materia, bit of a nitpick, but I hate it. It may just be due to that I really liked how skills and spells worked in Final Fantasy IX. You learn things permanently. Shuffling materia is a pain. It makes the game more luck than strategy. No idea what the next boss or creature is going to fight is. I guess I'll just have to have the right stuff equipped. Overall, I did have a fun time. Will I check out the future installments? It's an interesting question. The next installment is that DLC with Yuffie. If it was simple as just buy that thing, yeah, sure. Someone, guessing Square, made the decision that if you get the PS Plus version, no upgrade. The DLC requires said upgrade. That sure is a hell of a way to cap your install base. Instead of using PS Plus as a market to garner interest in new players, the hurdle was created for maintaining the new install base. So yeah, guess I will be skipping future installments.
Wow.
It sucks because, I mean, Sackle's got a good point. It sucks they're really stifling the success of the Final Fantasy franchise. And just this decision that they've made is, oof, I think it's really going to hurt sales. I think when Yuffie comes out, where are the fans?
Yeah,
that's going to be what everyone's going to say. Where are the fans?
Why didn't they show up?
Where are you, PlayStation consumers? Get out there and spend some money for once.
Pretty crazy that MLB The Show is on Game Pass and not on PS Plus.
You're not on the podcast this next week. Yeah, you're not on the podcast this next week, and I didn't talk about it last week, and you weren't on there either. And I was like that was one of those things that a lot of people were talking about on Friday, and I was like, that is pretty huge. We should have talked about that. Like we'll definitely be talking about that next week. That's fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy, but I know it's all a big Game Pass thing because you don't own the games with Game Pass, right? It's more of like renting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I get that.
With PS Plus, I think you unlock it. So even if you're not a PS Plus, you still get access to those games. I can't remember. I think you add them to your library, but because I know there's a lot of
for Plus, you have it to your library, and then as soon as you're not on Plus, you lose access to those.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah, but make sure you keep adding them to your library because then anytime
when they go away. Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. Drawings. And I give Shackle shade. Shackle gives games shade. The one thing that's great about Shackle, from what I can tell, what's great about Shackle is that's stream of consciousness, man. That's one draft done. Like he literally just I think that's typed on Patreon. I think he literally goes to Patreon.com and just like tappity tappity tap. Change up your materia system, losers. I'm out. I love that. And it's a rare showcase that Shackle will not jump in and let us know what is going on. And Shackle plays games. Games are awesome. Ian Alexander Jones, Huber, this month I'm submitting 9 more images from my YouTube D&D campaign. I mean, let's just soak that up. For Sword Coast Adventures. The current section we're playing through was based on a favorite game franchise of all of ours. Enjoy, love, and respect, Ian, a.k.a. at Alexander Arts. That's Alexander_Arts. I hope you enjoy the cuteness because it's about to get real. Okay, there's no more cuteness. This is, I don't know if he knew Huber was going to be on or if he just kind of worked out. But you're looking at this and you're wondering what's going on. Based on what I know from later in the story,
Blade Runner or Dread right here vibes.
Think kind of Umbrella. This is at least is my take based on what I've seen for the rest of this. Imagine kind of like Code Veronica, that kind of money. You know what I mean? I think that's what we're seeing here. So I'm curious if there's a boss or something, or you might be a politician because we got the colors. I like the moons there though. We got the tents in the background. The weapons kind of give us the Hunger Games vibes. And all of a sudden things change. You know what I mean? All of a sudden it starts to come into focus.
Or even shades of Steve Burnside even here.
Ooh.
Yeah. Shades of mutated Burnside.
Here we go. And this I love. This is I'm assuming he didn't know. I'm assuming Huber down here in yellow didn't see this coming. He didn't know. This is the beginning of an adventure.
You know what I love about this one? The hawk is staring at us, not its prey. Eye contact.
And this is Huber. I'm playing Dragon's Dogma and I'm just learning about pawns. And I'm like, okay, so I made my pawn and then I got you or the AI pawn that was assigned to me. And then I can pick a random one. And I got Cindy with a bunch of Y's. It was clearly one made by somebody. And I was like, okay. And she got carried off by a bird. I was just on a cliff. And she was like, no. And I'm like, oh. And then dropped her to a place. I'm like, I don't think I can get down there. And I'm like, bye. See you later. I didn't know how to boot her out of my party. I was just like, all right. The game was she's probably going to die. And I'm like, I don't like her ability set anyway. But you got to be careful. And then here we go.
Nice.
So again, you've seen, see, it's kind of all starting to come together. Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Is there some kind of like mind spell going on here? Is that what this character is doing?
Oh, maybe like a slow or something?
Yeah.
Maybe like stopping him from biting.
Very cool.
But I'd love to have this stuff after the fact, to like go through the campaign and then have all of these memories captured after.
So good.
But like, yes.
Yo.
Yes.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I've been there.
Shades of Spencer Mansion.
I mean, it's pretty. That's pretty much. That's not shades. That's Spencer Mansion. Yes.
Nice. Dude, that is an incredible liquor. My goodness.
And he
so good.
And he on the, again, I pulled this from the web, and this was below this. He was like, "Yeah, I put liquor in my D&D game. What? Have you seen the liquor statue that Britt tweeted? You seen that, Huber? You and I haven't talked about that.
Not safe for work, definitely.
It's not.
Definitely.
Okay, good. Just making sure. Just making sure we're on the same page. Yes, dude. It's like, don't you want to play this campaign so bad?
That thing freaks me out. The double face.
It's too much.
Dude.
Too much.
Yeah, I don't like this one. This one gets me. This one freaks me out. No.
Hey,
just imagine
it here.
that like top face talking to you like, you will die.
It just screams. It doesn't even speak. Like the big thing speaks. The little guy on the top is like, ah!
It's just in agony. Oh, it's good.
It just recites the Gettysburg Address. All right, Chum Nguyen. Bink.
Wow.
Dropping some art. Chum Nguyen, another dedicated patron.
Wow.
Nary a showcase goes by that Chum Nguyen's not dropping it. Greetings, Jones and Huber. 5 years sure flew by fast, and Easy X was a blast. Really enjoyed your Dragon's Dogma. That Dragon's Health bar sure showed the level difference, and the It Takes Two streams, and discussions during Monster Hunter Rise and Resident Evil Outbreak streams. I had almost 3 weeks of vacation. Nice. So I replayed Remake for 25th anniversary, and there is something more scary than redheads. Redheads. Redheads can be pretty scary. But what are they? Red caps? What are they?
Crimson Heads?
Yeah. Crimson Heads. There we go. I co-opted RE5 with a friend. Final chapter left to do. Played Tomb Raider, which made me delete the game after finishing it, and I'm currently replaying Judgment for a palate cleanser, and Fall Guys Season 4 on the side. I also drew a bunch. Here's a Wind Summoner, because Wind Effect is just cool to do.
I like the way that's coming together, that energy. I feel it's cool.
And I like the green. A lot of people go with blue for Wind. I like the green. I like the choice.
This
was so random. I knew this dude stuck in a wave as modern clothes and all, just making waves. No pun intended.
Yeah, it looks like an anime person has like entered the real world and decided to kill innocent people.
He's like, no quarrel, man.
Yeah,
God, no. I'm just showing up, trying to buy some beer. Randomly deciding a pattern for Yakuta, so I made her have 4 elements. Nice. Oh yeah, she's got the They're the 4 elements. Love the vibe here. Love the smile.
reminds me of the lady on Snake Way in Dragon Ball Z.
Wanted to draw my old Firebrand design as a tattoo. Well, that's fun. I love this. Ray Luaza draws Chi-Chi, so I guess I'll draw Chun-Li every month. I love just the difference.
Cool. Very cool.
I'm at a ramen place, and I created an original outfit for her. Nice. And lastly, her at the gym. Thanks for years, and keep on keeping on. Oh, so this is her at the gym now.
I like the muscles. Good muscles on her.
Oh, there she is. There she is at the gym, yeah.
Very
Before
cool.
and after. Love doing that.
Yeah.
She's eating.
Bento box down there.
Oh, man, that lemon in the water there. That looks refreshing. I like the Capcom bag, too.
Oh, I didn't even see that. That's so perfect.
Wonder what that poster is.
Mm-hmm.
And it's March. Awesome stuff. Thank you.
Yeah.
And it's funny to see the various categories kind of blow up each month. Tons of photographs. Lots. That's it for drawings. Usually have a bunch of drawings, but we got a ton of people submitting photographs, and people who usually don't submit photographs. Jesse Blue and RF Switch are moving out of the voiceover category and now to the photo category. Just kicking it off though with Nathan Codaroli. Hello, gentlemen. I have some more perler bead art this month for you, this time for Breath of the Wild. Please enjoy. 27 colors, 11,830 beads. Parlor bead hype. Are you ready?
I'm not ready.
11,000. Oh, it's coming together. It's coming together. 11,830 beads. Not the beads.
Dude. Yeah. Oh, man, that's so cool. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Cyberpunk, I believe, was the last one.
I love that it gives it this 8-bit look. It's so cool.
Mm-hmm. It's rounded pixels, and so it kind of blends together in a really interesting way.
Yeah.
Pixels are so cool. And I bet that this is a good thing to put at like the end of a hallway or, like upstairs so you can see it from a distance, because the further you get from that, the better it gets. But yeah, so very, very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Love seeing that come together. How much?
11,000.
What are you buying? $11. Yeah, $1 cent per RF Switch. Greeting, Jones and Huber. Okay, time for something a bit different. As a great man once said, everyone has a little place to keep their stuff. That said, here's the place I'm keeping my stuff. Rest in peace, George Carlin. Oh, George Carlin said that. Oh, George Carlin. Love George Carlin. You know George Carlin?
Love George Carlin. That's why I'm so picky about comedy, Jones, because I like all the old folks. You know.
George Carlin is powerhouse. Good man. Mm-hmm. Good stuff. If anybody, there's at least one person that's the showcase who's like, George who? George Carlin. Carlin. Google that sucker. Have a good time. First, besides showing off my SNES collections, the 2 systems, the mini, and the 120 plus games shown, I'm also showing the 3 newest editions added this past month to push me over the 130 games owned marked. Also have a 8-bit DOE wireless controller on the way, as well as an adapter so I can play a bunch of JRPGs. Yay! Mm-hmm.
Wow, nice. Nothing like a hard copy when the digital storefronts get wiped out. Have those hard copies.
We're talking about restoring on Cup of Jones today. Somebody was like, hey, that'd make a great stream. I called it too. He was like, hey, you can fix your SNES. It's not that bad. I've seen YouTube videos. And I'm like, this guy's going to ask me to stream this. Watch. And then he was like, it'd make a good stream. If you fixed it. I'm like, I'm not going to stress myself out and fix my Super Nintendo. That doesn't mean I won't. And just because I'm not playing them on a Super Nintendo does not mean I'm not playing Super Nintendo games. My goodness. Play Super Nintendo games on my Switch. There is a part of me that feels bad because a lot of people are like, these random games we're getting on Super Nintendo on the Switch. I kind of like that they're random. I kind of like that I've never heard of like any of these.
Totally.
They're kind of fun to dig in and just play a bunch of weird stuff I never played before. Something accessible on the Super Nintendo that's just like, come play a game. No big whoop. Super curious about those Doctor Who books. I would love to dive into that. Next, some of my TTRPG books, mostly D&D books for character creation, but also some Doctor Who RPG books, one pick, and my collection of reference books and arts for writing stuff kept at the side of my bed. The damage to the shelf is done because the books are heavy. Ooh. I don't know. I don't see any damage.
Looks good to me.
You could do some more damage to that shelf.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, dude.
Next to the bookshelf have been replaced. The desk and
Extended
bookshelf have been
edition.
replaced, getting a much bigger and much more needed standing desk. Next, my Dragonlance books, the War of the Souls trilogy, my Lord of the Rings extended trilogy, my Legend of Zelda Collector's Edition books, and my Dragon Babies. The last 3 are the most important. The other specific babies. Yeah. You know her, you love her. Here she is, my cat, Themis. We'll talk about her later. I have stories to tell, not just about her climbing on the ceiling to catch a spider. Nice. Little snuggle. Anyway, that's it for me. Have a good day, everyone. Love, respect, RF Switch. Finally.
Love, respect, RF Switch.
The look. Yeah, I'm overdue for an update on Norbert, but Norbert's doing well. Feels bad. It's funny, you see him in the hallway, and I go close the door, and he's like, "Oh, are you streaming? You're doing it?" I was like, "Yeah, sorry, buddy. I gotta." Okay, it's cool. I'll just go sit in the door. I like if you, because we got doors in with Milo, we're closing doors to stop him from going into places. Sometimes you lose a pet in there. You just Sophie was in there and I didn't know, and I closed the door, and so she'll bark. I'm like, what? Oh, sorry, Sophie. I love opening a door after 4 hours, and Norbert's on the bed, and I'm like, dude, have you been in here for 4 hours? And he's like, it's cool. It's fine. Come to think of it, though, I should probably go to the bathroom. I'm like, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to lock you in here. He's like, I'm a cat. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Love that. Love, again, some people potentially showing up to EasyX and are now just, I have this community showcase thing that I can maybe be a part of if I'm at this tier or above. You can send us anything, and at any point, if you would like to, it is fun to just sit in the chair in your room and spin around in your chair and take a bunch of pictures and send it to us. It's always fun to see what people are doing. I love that. I love that, the perspective. I think of the mirror as like an alternate Huber dimension, it's like,
we don't go to that side.
There's another Huber in there right now, also doing the showcase.
We don't go
from
there.
Jesse Blue. Hello, Brandon, Huber, and chat. Greetings from the Midwest. Now, Jesse Blue's got a long post here. Not only that, Jesse Blue broke the rules. But I'm going to let it slide because Jesse Blue has been very good to us. Jesse Blue has been a big part, very supportive of the people in the showcase. And it's a very creative rule breaking. I've never seen it before. It does technically violate the bylines. I forgot to copy and paste the bylines in the last showcase post. So you got this, you got the fact that Jesse's amazing, and the fact that she was incredibly creative. What she did is she submitted 9 JPEGs, but on each JPEG is multiple images. So you can only submit 9 images during the showcase, but she did kind of a collage approach. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of this is like Jesse Blue the scrapbook. You ready for this? This is a lot of Jesse Blue. That being said, I loved all of this because they're completely adorable pictures and it's really good stuff. Whereas like we get 9 Animal Crossing photos from screenshots from Asbo. Jesse Blue's like, I'll put 9 in 3 images. Bam. You're like, oh, okay, that's clever. I see what you did there.
Nice.
Very crafty. March was a horrible month for me. Between having 2 migraines a week apart, my migraines are cluster headaches, which last 3 to 5 days each.
Ooh, that's even worse than me because I've suffered from migraines my entire life. My mom and my grandma passed that gene down. So thanks, Mom and Grandma.
But Jesse would pass the Kobayashi Maru. She totally would. Yeah, migraines, you just don't. I can't. Yeah. Well, sometimes I have friends. I have a friend named Jen who gets them all the time, and I'll talk to her, and I'll be talking to her on the phone, and she's just like, I'm like, you okay? She's like, oh, yeah, I got a migraine today. I'm like, today? What do you do? I couldn't do anything. I wouldn't. Nothing.
Learn to just live with pain.
Patrons,
because there's definitely
fans,
scales of migraines.
Allies around the world, I love you. But if I got a migraine, I'm out. I don't care what it is. I'm group stream, EasyX. It's over. I'm going to bed.
Not every migraine is a 10 out of 10 pain.
Yes, yeah.
So like some migraines I'll get, I'm functional. It hurts like hell, but it's like, dude, whatever, power through. But the debilitating like 10 out of 10 migraines, nothing worse. Whew.
So. Yes, you can. Hey, there's a rule. If anybody out there gets a migraine, submit as many photos as you want. That's not true.
Yeah.
And my car transmission. Oh, sorry. An account audit at work, and my car transmission seizing to the axle, causing about $7,000 in repair costs.
No.
I got a lot weighing on my mind. The only thing that got me through was looking forward to the Easy Allies 5th anniversary and EasyX Digital 21. Thank you, Jesse. I hope you enjoyed. Your fundraiser was a complete success. I'm very much looking forward to seeing not only all the goals come to fruition, but to see what you have in store for us for the remainder of the year. Brandon, your Mindful Games Your Mindful Games show streams have been just the ticket to me to stay centered in the moment and not let my mind spiral out of control with everything overwhelming me of late. Getting my first COVID vaccine dose last week helped too. Knowing Huber was going to be on the showcase, I was racking my brain to come up with something, but realized it would have been too much work to show in too short of a time period to make recording, though I did have one in mind, and I didn't need to stress myself out staying up late trying to rush it and have it not turn out. I was, however, inspired by the Allies' childhood photos and thought I'd make a scrapbook of sorts. The following are descriptions of the photo pages. Here we go.
Nice.
Going back. All these kids today, man, who got all these fancy iPhone photos of their youth, and all of our photos, like, there are the top right, baby. That like yellow orange, that like red sepia, the color's just gone, just baked in the sun, like a movie poster in front of a Blockbuster. It's just bleached beyond recognition.
Love it. Pure happiness.
Okay, first is the earliest photo of me I could get sitting on my mom's lap. I'm guessing that's top left, with my sister on my dad. Second is me and my older sister again. I think I was 2 years old. Third is my kindergarten school photo. And fourth is a photo sophomore year with a couple of theater friends. I'm the one with the tie. Next batch of photos are me and my daughter. Yay! My goodness. Yeah, I'm just completely melted watching this stuff. Little Blue, she's known to chat when she was little in a 4th generation photo with my mom and grandma. The purple dress photo is my sister's wedding, and I made the dresses. Next, she and I are a little older at a carnival going down the super slide. I think that's the next page. Yeah, and I love the multi-generation. The fact that you got her to look at the camera and smile in that bottom right photo is out of control. I don't know if that's a really good photographer, or she's just I don't know how.
Jones is a dad. He knows these things.
I don't know how you pulled that off. We only went to one photo session, and then the pandemic happened. We have not done anything professional since. I don't know how you could on an appointment. Ooh. Next, she and I are a little older at the carnival going down the super slide, visiting San Antonio at the zoo, and at a playground in black and white. So there you go. She's already well over. Yeah, I think there's been like 15 photos so far. She's still going.
So awesome.
But yeah, I love the top right. The smile on Little Blue is just nuts.
Such good energy.
And she's not the only person to do this. I love people going back because it's the anniversary. We're now in year 2 of Animal Crossing. I love people going back and sharing that the first memories. The next few are from Animal Crossing, since that's where I spent the better part of last year. But since I only had access to the first few months, I may have to continue where I left off next month or whenever Ian is on next. The first night after the first week, the only enemy is the bugs. Oh wait, sorry, that's the first night. This is after the first week, so the house is slowly coming together. The only enemy is the bugs. And rolling end credits after less than 2 months, but so much left to do in our next picture. This one I'm going through this a little quickly because she's doubling down.
There's end credits for Animal Crossing?
Yeah.
Damn, is it when you pay back Tom Nook or something?
No, it's when you get him to town. It's when you get KK Slider to town to. It's when you basically finish the stuff that that Tom Nook has for you to do. Cool. He has requests, and then he's like, "Hey, have fun now." I guess that's when you get credits. That's when I reviewed. That's when I dropped the review. I think it's 3 to 5 days if you hustle.
Awesome.
The only name rolling credits after less than 2 months, but so much work to do. So back to my workshop at the bottom there. Rolling. Shout out to my friends, my residents. Miss you when I don't visit you for a while. And yes, this is the Sophia that the Pietro's referencing. Speaking of Pietro, if you think you missed the zeitgeist, wink, wink, Huber, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. It's not too late. You can still form bonds with your neighbors, and there's so many in the community still playing. Who knows? It could be just a me time game. No pressure. So glad I could share this with you all. You inspire me every day to be a better person. Sending lots of hugs to you, Huber. Thank you for everything. Love and respect, and congrats on 5 years.
So much love and respect, Jesse. So much love.
Yeah, and very creative way to just sneak right past the rules there.
Remember, the only reason I missed Animal Crossing was because the day that game came out, I got the review code for Resident Evil 3. So
right, and I'm probably not going to play Outriders. We all got to play other games, man. You just let me know. I'm going to live through you, the Outriders wave. From Ingsy, hey guys, last year I shared an animation based on Tabletop Escapades. This time, I've made my own replica from the show, as I'm guessing I am somewhat obsessed with it. And so I just wanted to share that here as well. For some reason, I decided to try and embroider my own version of Kuo's eye patch from Tabletop Escapades, which for anyone who might not know is an eye patch that was solicited by Huber's character Law for the fisherman Kuo after the group punches and throws darts at his eyes and then makes him join their party. After considering a skull or spike, they instead decide on a picture of all of them smiling on the eye patch. It's eventually a very wholesome thing. This took way longer than expected to finish, but it was a fun and very niche experience, as well as quite a practice in mindfulness. And on that note, I also just want to say I really appreciate the new Mindful Game series. Two nods already. Win. I think it's a very important and helpful subject and showcases qualities that can be found in games that are often overlooked. Love it. Keep up the good work. Love and respect. Inksy.
Are you allowed to spoil something with Mindful Games, Jones?
Sure.
Did you do a Life is Strange episode?
I mean, I've told people that one's coming up. That's
cool.
This next week for public, it's Abzu. I'm sorry, Wednesday, 2 days from now is Abzu public Spirit Fair early access, and then next week is early access on Life is Strange. And it's been neat. What's neat, Huber, is not just being like, it's meditative. She can lie in her bed for a while and listen to music. It's like, what are you? What's this game telling us about ourselves? Like, what can we? Because I don't have superpowers. I was not a high school girl. There's a lot in this game that did not speak to my experience. So what can I get from it? What can you experience? And that's what's been interesting. I'll tell you this: spoilers. It's going to be a lot about time, a moment, really capturing a moment and the anticipation we have going up. And I don't want to screw up this moment. First impressions, stuff like that. So it's tough to kind of let go of that tension. here she has the ability to rewind to do it again, and she's still freaking out. So it's like, it's tough for all of us to do. But a fun series.
It's awesome. God, I love this.
Yeah, I'm bummed that the remaster is coming out. I'm like, I'm going to have to redo the episode.
Yeah. We got to show Ben this eye patch. We got to show him. It's so good.
There's some of the stuff from every now and then there's like 2 or 3 posts that absolutely need to be passed on to the crew.
Yeah.
From Samo Rosman, wrapping it up with quite a collection. Let's start off. Yes. You ready, Huber? Aloha, Brandon and Huber. Happy Easter.
Oh, is this the whole the case, the limited edition, like full on?
You ready?
Oh my God, I'm not ready.
Aloha, Brandon and Huber. Happy Easter to all the allies. This month, since Huber is here, I would like to talk about the MCU. I've been an average Marvel fan since childhood, watching shows like X-Men, Spider-Man, and the Marvel Action Hour from the 90s, while reading the occasional comic. After the MCU started in 2008, I caught up on a few comics, but my fandom mostly exclusively stayed in the TV movie spectrum of the content. I watched all the movies, of course, and I think all the TV shows as well. Eventually, non-MCU, like Gifted and Legion. Also, Agent Carter got snubbed for its 3rd season. Including the Hulu freeform shows Runaways, Cloak and Dagger, Hellstrom. I mentioned this before, but I was also fortunate enough to work on a Marvel series as well, while Inhumans was being filmed here in Hawaii. Not the greatest show, I know, but still an amazing experience on set. It also led to one of the biggest regrets of my life. I had a chance to work on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. for a season, but it would involve moving to LA for a year, which I could not do at the time. Loving that show so much, I definitely should have in hindsight. I also started a movie rewatch in January to get prepped for the new Phase 4 Disney Plus series this year. Really enjoyed WandaVision after a quick expectation adjustment after the first two episodes. Also, Falcon and the Winter Soldier has been a great romp as well halfway through. A quick question for the allies, though. What is your headcanon on Edward Norton as Bruce Banner in The Incredible Hulk? Watching that movie kind of throws me out after watching the later ones. Personally, I think he originally looked like that, then came back different after hulking out, and it stuck with him looking like Mark Ruffalo from then on.
Same as Terrence Howard, Don Cheadle. Right. Brady. Just a recast. It's just that those early 2-3 movies,
Yeah.
Working out the kinks with casting and continuity in that sense.
Right. So. And he alludes to Rhodey later, which Iron Man 2, every time I go back to it, I'm just like, boy, I have issues with this movie, but I don't care about them. Like, I don't.
So much heavy lifting for the whole MCU, man. It's so much up.
And I love how much fun. What's his butt?
Sam Rockwell,
1 and 2. No, 1 and 2. The guy who directed 1 and 2, who's Favreau. Like how much fun he's having it too with the badge and everything. Like I think he knew. He's like, I'm not coming back to direct 3. Let me just have my fun with this one.
Favreau and 3 Jones when the badge bit.
So is that 3? I thought that was 2. Where he points to the badge. Is that 3? I guess it's 3. Yeah. Because he's really protective of Pepper. That's right.
So funny, dude.
Yeah, those are great. And I forgot, going back and rewatching, I forgot how quick they were done with Iron Man. Like, the Iron Man trilogy is like, you're out of there before anything really starts to happen in the MCU. So it's like Tony kept coming back from like lots of non-Iron Man movies as Iron Man. But yeah, and you've also have the multiple dimensions and stuff. It's like, yeah, that dimension, the Norton dimension, that they went off and did their own other crazy thing. Who knows?
Seriously. What if they'd go do that, Jones? That'd be the most insane shit I've ever heard. Some multiverse.
Norton meets Ruffalo. They have in She-Hulk, like Norton shows up and Ruffalo's like, who the hell are you? Yeah. That'd be fun.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
I just want I just want Ages of S.H.I.E.L.D. to be acknowledged in any way, shape, or form. I want the acknowledgement there, and I would love to see, there's been so many rumors, Jones, about the Netflix heroes coming into play. I'm a huge fan of John Bernthal's Punisher and obviously Daredevil, Jessica Jones. I would just love it if they could find a way into the MCU, but only time will tell.
Personally, I think he originally looked like that. Yeah, Betty Ross is going to have a big surprise when they run into each other again. I do appreciate the Rhodey actor change was somewhat jokingly addressed at the start of Iron Man 2, though, with, hey, buddy, didn't expect to see you here. Look, it's me. I'm here. Deal with it. Let's move on. I would love to
see drama, right? Paycheck. The reason Terrence Howard left, he got paid more than Robert Downey on episode 1. Iron Man 1, he got paid more than Robert Downey Jr. Isn't that insane? Yeah, because Robert Downey was coming. It was a comeback.
He's on a comeback. Yeah,
fully established yet. And then Terrence Howard wanted way more money on the next ones.
I knew it was a contract thing. Yeah, it was like it was what's his name? It was Back to the Future 2, just being like, I want more money, and it's like, no. Don Cheadle's like, I'd rather be in 10 of these things.
Dude,
what I would like to quickly share this month are a few MCU related items. First off, my Phase 1 and 2 collector's box sets. The Tesseract and Morag orb light up, but I'm out of batteries. Couldn't even break out the batteries for you, Huber. No batteries. Hurts.
Quake in the MCU. That's all I want. Yeah. Oh, it's so cool. Yeah. I know. I'm so bummed I didn't get the 4K set. It was super limited. It was like $500 or $1,000 though. I couldn't pony up. They don't sell it anymore. It's like secondhand now. You have to get it. I should freaking done it, man. Infinity Saga like Blu-ray set, 4K set.
The special 10-year anniversary promo Lego made a few years ago, and some Endgame, love that, and some Endgame figs, and a sweet Quinjet I got for 50% off during the holidays.
Dude, that Hulk Lego!
Yeah, I know. Haven't seen many toys of like that version of Hulk, the end version. Everybody with the Quinjet. I love how many characters that comes with. And lastly, an Easter promo I just got to celebrate the holiday. As always, mahalo nui loa for everything you do. Love and respect, Samo Rosman. Samo, that's what I love about you. Holidays come up. What does Samo do? Buys a holiday Lego, builds it. That's puts it up.
Great.
Celebrates the holiday.
Yeah.
Feels good.
Very cool. Very, very cool.
Got a heck of a lot of screenshots, folks.
Will Coulson rise again? 100% yes. 100% yes.
Cool. I would love to see. Yeah, I think because that's the thing. That's the thing about this Spider-Man movie coming out. That it's like, there's so many crazy things they could do. All they got to show is just him on TV. That's all they got to do. Yeah. All he's got to do is just be there. All he's got to do is just walk by just for a second, and just did it. Did it. I mean, for people who haven't seen it, there's a shocking moment with the cast members that were in Thor 1 and 2 that appear briefly in 3, and we just watched Ragnarok, and Amanda turned to me, she's like, I don't remember that happening, and I was like, yep. She's like, wow, I wonder what happened when those actors got this script. It's like, but they came back, they knew, this is, you gotta break some eggs to make this big crazy MCU omelet.
Totally.
Kicking off screenshots, Small Leviathan. So I'm not going to lie. February and March kind of sucked for me. Remember how I talked about studying? That kind of blew up in my face because I just couldn't make studying from home work for me. And utterly failing at something I was determined to make work kind of shattered my morale for a couple of weeks. Small Leviathan, I was just infamously completely abysmal at studying. Any kind of subject in school that I was not directly interested in, I sympathize. I'm slowly bouncing back, though, and I mean Splatoon 3 got announced, so it can't be all that bad now, can it? Anyway, recently I've been playing a lot of Final Fantasy XIV, more or less catching up to current content within 2 months, and since I want to save my more in-depth thoughts for when Damiani is around, though I have to mention that Shadowbringers is amazing and one of the most rewarding video game experiences I've had in a long time, I thought I'd instead share some screenshots of my two playable characters. Small Leviathan, we have I will drop the hammer now because we got that 9-image limit. So even though Jesse Blue circumvented it, you dropped 10 pictures on me. So there's one picture of his second character at the end that you'll have to go check the link yourselves and see it all, viewers at home. No, sorry, Asbo, get out of here with your Animal Crossing. Speaking of Asbo. There's Small Leviathan. Yes, I am here to show off Final Fantasy XIV characters.
That's not. Is that you or an NPC? Because that character,
that's him.
Dude, you look like an NPC guildmaster. It's so good.
Starting with my first character, we have Kasaya Imoogie. You might expect Eorzea's most famous adventurer to be a very serious person, but on the contrary, they're quite the friendly goofball and even a bit dense at times. Their skills are absolutely the real deal, however, as many foes can attest to. Showing off the weapon.
This character looks like they belong in the actual story. I know it's your character, you are in the story, but you know what I mean? It looks like a Square Enix character. Such epic vibes.
Oh.
Cabaret Club, perhaps?
Things get a little spicy.
Is this Maji?
Their skills are absolutely the real deal, however, as their many foes can attest to. The last image has them wearing their dancer attire because even God-chosen heroes can have hobbies, right? My second character.
What?
Yeah, and there's a fifth image of this character that you will not get in the showcase. You're gonna want to get that. You're gonna want to go to patreon.com/easyeyes, click on community
Adorable.
showcase, click on
Love
2021,
the gray
get it.
hair, dude. Love it.
The attitude is so strong. Who I made to play with a friend on a different data center is Rarayu Rayu. Rarayu. In contrast to Kasaya, she is very self-serious and quite grim, so it's unfortunate for her then that all of her brooding and dark magic, she is 3 feet tall and cute as a button. The last image features her wearing her proper armor alongside her trusty chocobo companion Bloodwing, which I did not grab. The one he specifically mentioned. But you can see the...
Yeah, weapon. Sick.
Doing the spells.
Holy shit.
Doing the spells. Man, some of these AoEs you're just gone. You just lose your character. Like I know I'm in there somewhere. I know I started this submission on kind of a downer note, but I'm not one to give up easily. Stay strong, everyone, and remember always love and respect Small Leviathan. Love you, Small Leviathan. I hope your next 2 months are better than your last 2 months.
It's gonna be, because Village is a month away. Let's go.
Oh my goodness. And I just want to say, so Huber, when I was playing a lot of Final Fantasy 11, my guild leader was named Sharky, and he was a Tarutaru, so the same as the Lalafell, but they were even smaller in Final Fantasy 11, so he's really just like, 2 feet tall. Yeah. And he had like multiple classes all built up, and he would have no problem like helping people and power leveling and running around. He's like I always want to be involved in stuff that people in the guild are doing. And so he would go and help me with some of the tougher things. And so it was funny like being there with my buddy Todd, like helping me out as like a healer. And then you have this little like badass, like Tarutaru, just like that I know is way stronger than me, knows way more about this game. I'm just like bowing to this little guy, just chasing me through and helping out, summoning and stuff. Like, thanks, Sharky.
I like the engraving on that weapon. It's cool.
Yeah, that is a good looking game. It's like on PlayStation 5 now. It runs on PlayStation 5. Like I can't. Should I start and stop for a third time? Sebastian Hall. Hello, Jones and Hubie this month. Yeah, aka Lotiaz. This month has been a bit turbulent for me. My sister caught COVID, but she's doing okay. My grandma turned 80, and I invested in some new PC gear for both work and fun. So I thought I'd just share a calmer adventure from Star Citizen. I like how both of those are in the same sentence. My grandma turned 80, and I invested in some new PC gear. Maybe for them to celebrate? He wrote his grandma a card that was like, hey, with a picture. Look at my PC. Just for you, Grandma. Just for you. But Sebastian Hall is feeding my Star Citizen addiction, so I'm so excited. I poured over all of these as I was bringing them into XSplit. Here we go. Yes. Good looking game. This game looks so good it probably doesn't run well. That's all I can think. Certainly on your PC now.
I think of Crisis 1 every time, Jones, because my friend had the absolute best tech on the market, and it was still choppy because it just wasn't optimized well.
We have just gotten the base iteration of salvaging and refueling, which me and my org decided to try out. I picked up a new attachment to my multi-tool in order to be able to salvage and met up with my squad. We started to collect our vehicles and met up on Stanton before heading out into the stars. The first task would be able to locate a wreck or create one in order to do some salvaging for some materials. Here we go, getting ready. After some discussion, we decided to take a chance and land on one of the moons to do some mining with our new Grey Cats, whilst a squad of us drove away scouting for wrecks. So here we go.
Dude.
Immersion, dude. Just so this is the deep end. All right, here we go. We're landing. We're mining. Things started off well, and I decided to have some fun and kind of forgot to pay attention to where I was driving. So I shot off a scan, and suddenly Wreck Identified came on my display. Eagerly, I shot it out to my crew and floored it toward the location. Unfortunately, it was windy, and a big rock ended up becoming a bit of a ramp. And well, you see the picture of me flying a ground vehicle. Shaken but not stirred, I got out and started to salvage it when suddenly, boom! Confused, I called out to my squad. Did you guys crash or something? No answer. As we say in Swedish, I suspected owls on the bog.
Owls on the bog. Great expression.
Fantastic. Peeking my head out of the wreck, I could see a couple figures around my Grey Cat. Pirates. Great. Now what? And I love that this was There's a calmer Star Citizen story?
So wait, are the pirates... Quick question. Are the pirates NPC or human players? Do we know?
I don't know. I would...
Okay.
I would guess maybe...
Chad, if you know. Let us.
Guess they're NPCs. Otherwise, he would specifically say, I don't know.
I am gripped, Jones. I need a
Yeah, I know.
feature film with this, like with all in game.
Not
Like
really having any weapons with me, I decided to do the only logical thing and leg it to the mountains in the distance.
Live to fight another day. No shame.
Yep. I hid in a cave as night started to fall, and I eventually managed to get in contact with my squad. I could pinpoint them to my location, and they picked me up for us to head back with whatever bounty we had left. We made it back home, ready to convert it over to fuel, and relaxed. We got sloppy. But before we could finish, we heard a hands up. One of the pirates had followed us and tried to steal our earnings. After a standoff... Oh my goodness. Hands up. That's got to be NPC. Oh my goodness. After a standoff, the security showed up and escorted us all out. We rushed back. We were in trouble. We rushed back to our ships and jumped into quantum drive to get out of there. Suddenly, we pulled out. Those pirates knew where we were going and had set up a trap. We got overwhelmed quickly and they blew up our tanker ship.
Dude.
I should have music going along with all of this.
Insane.
So we gave up for the night and decided to head for the icy planet of New Babbage for some winter camping by the fire instead. It was a nice calm end to our adventures, even though we ended up losing a lot of money. But hey, that's the excitement of the game. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Lots of love and respect. That campfire photo was the 10th photo. If you would like to go see them on a campfire, patreon.com/easyallies. I don't mean to set up these teases, man. You can only post 9 photos.
It's how the chips fall.
Yeah, man. If I made it 10 photos and you submitted 11, what am I supposed to do?
Mm-hmm. That was awesome.
Edge of my seat.
Like you could do. I can't wait to see that. I bet they already exist. It just like feature films or like a TV show of Star Citizen just made all in game. I bet.
Red
I bet
versus Blue, but in Star Citizen.
Yeah. So cool.
From Asbo Zapruder, good afternoon, gentlemen. I want to start off with some bad news. No Poppleton story today, and it's all Kyle Bossman's fault. Nice. I love blaming Kyle. I made my first game for his game jam, and that took up my entire month. If anyone wants to try it, it's called Executive Cobra Origins. Please check it and other games on the Bruised Egos Game Jam on itch.io. That's itch.io. I don't have any screenshot to show from it because it's just a text adventure made with Twine, but I enjoyed making it, and I will probably make another one this time with visuals. The only problem is I'm not an artist, so where would I ever get enough pictures to make a proper visual novel? On a completely unrelated note, I did bring some of the Animal Crossing screenshots that did make it in other community showcase entries during the past year. Here's the first picture I ever took in Animal Crossing. No glasses, no house, no idea what this year will bring. I love you looking up too. That is adorable. Number 2, another early pick. This one is my version of the traditional Waiting for Blathers collection. Do you understand the context there? Do you know who Blathers is? Do you see what's going on, Huber? Blathers. So Blathers, you have your collection of bugs and fish and everything at the museum, but Blathers isn't there for a while. And Blathers is something that like Animal Crossing fans knew, but there's like a lot of hoops you got to jump through to get Blathers there. And sometimes it even took just like an extra day. And people were bitching when this game first came out. They were like, I got all of these things. What am I supposed? And it's like, stop catching things. Calm down. Just like wait 24 hours, and he'll be there. Like, but I enjoyed it. I was really, I was also, I would have been bitching, but I'd played it already. And then, going straight from my heart with these. The following 3 are from an idea I had for a Poppleton community theater. Didn't happen. But I couldn't get a plot I liked together. Didn't end up using them. This is, of course, Phantom of the Opera. This is, of course, Oklahoma, I'm guessing. And then I'm not sure if this is How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying. There's a scene in How to Succeed with everybody in a washroom that's mad at one guy. And so I'm guessing that's what that is. So the guy's all proud of himself and he's watching all the other guys.
It is, they say.
I'm guessing that's How to Succeed. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you, Screaming Argonaut. Nice. Call them all. And I guess that's... Love the Oklahoma. Can we do a musical only in Animal Crossing? Here's one of the many happy wedding pictures I took last June. So there are these 2 people getting married. You had to take photos for them.
Tears of joy.
And as you can see, they're really loving the pictures. I love how everyone's squinting. So this is everybody that's going to shoot off poppers because you built a bridge. So they're all celebrating. So this is literally them. And they're just about to like open up the fireworks. Here's a nice quiet moment from last winter. Yeah. Ooh, very nice. And of course, through it all, Elmer continued to be Elmer. Anyway, that was year 1 on Poppleton. I'm sure year 2 will be much calmer. Until then, Asbo Zapruder, aka Screaming Argonaut in chat. Thank you
Very
for
cool.
all of those. So many screenshots. I'm spoiled. We got more screenshots from Next Gen Hef. Yes.
Crusader Kings.
Just look at that beard, dude. Just take that beard in while I tell this story. Hey, guys. In
I can
mid-March, the
braid
first
them?
paid content was released for Crusader Kings 3, centered on expanding what the Norse cultures could do. Without further ado, I present the tale of Harknud Odinson, the lost child of Odin who survived Ragnarok. Year 1867. Or sorry, 867. It's not Harded. It's Hardiknud? Hardiknud. Hardiknud, the immortal, brutally strong yet stupid, literally one of his character traits, Viking god, comes out of hiding, taking some land in modern-day Norway. During his time in hiding, he was blindly fighting the last of the giants coming for him. He has aspirations to spread the Astro region and Norse culture throughout the world, starting with Spain. He marries one of Jarl Halfdan of Jovik's daughters, gaining a powerful ally in England. Here we go. We turn on all these. We can have no interruptions. We can just go straight. Which is good because people have been talking about Crusader Kings 3 a lot. People have been submitting stuff for the showcase.
Dude,
it's nice to have
Jones,
some
when
visual context.
the day GameSpot gave it a 10 out of 10, I bought it, and I still have not
Really
entered the
got it.
game, man. It's frustrating because it looks so incredible, but it's also, it's so intimidating.
Year 875. Turns out Spain was just too far away. So instead, Hardiknud packed up his people and temporarily moved to Cornwall first, a new feature of the DLC, becoming the Jarl there after taking it over. Also, he becomes a poet. Nice.
Very cool.
Year 887. Well, the territory Hardiknud was aiming for in Spain is allied with West Francia, so he doesn't quite want to challenge them yet. Instead, he pushes north, taking Mercia for the North and shifting the territory to an intelligent Norse ally. As one of his champions convinced him to go skiing. Nice. We flash forward to 890. Hardiknud continued to expand the Norse territory, taking Gwynedd, the dark red area, and Powys, the purplish gray area, giving Gwynedd to one of his sons and Powys to a local that he may have kidnapped before taking it over. Jarl Halfdan has made a deal with Alfred of Wessex to not encroach on each other, forming the kingdoms of Danelaw and England. Mercia, being a Norse duchy, swore fealty to Halfdan. Finally, Hardiknud formed an alliance with Sudrejar, led by the son of Ivar the Boneless. Also, Jarl Halfdan...
I know a lot of these names, Jones. This is great.
Yeah, wrote a nice poem. Well, I mean, of course, Ivar. Also, Jarl Halfdan wrote a nice poem about Hardiknud. Yep. And then in 895... Here we go.
Vikings,
the final chapter.
Historically...
The time has come. The king of West Francia has died, making the kingdom of Asturias and Spain a prime target. Of course, they immediately form alliances with other world powers, England and Brittany. This led to a long 3-year war between Hardiknud, his allies, and Asturias, England, and Brittany. Hardiknud pulled through, moving his people to his foothold in Spain, Leon. It took 28 years, but he can now begin his plan to spread the Norse culture and religion, but he is a rock stuck in a hard place. He is between what remains of the Catholic kingdom of Asturias and the Islamic Umayyad clans of southern Spain, both who consider his faith evil. Next time, we will see if he can survive in this new world. Next Gen Hef. Fantastic to have the visual aids to go through all of that stuff.
Yeah, love that map.
It's not Hardiknud. It's probably Hardiknud or something, but I'm sorry. Hardiknud?
You did great, Jones.
Time for media. You got your headphones on. You're hearing all of this coming through to you. It's time to kick it off with some voiceover, not from Arm Switch, not from Jesse Vlu, from Eric Jackson. He juggles. He does characters. And he's going to do some voiceover for us. So much so that I had to he did some voiceover on the... He posted that on the interwebs, and so I grabbed it from the website. So I was like, I got to make a voiceover tab now. So we have our own voiceover window now. And our only person submitting it this month is Eric Jackson. Take it away, sir. Howdy, Jones and Huber. I hope you're doing well, and congrats on a wonderfully successful campaign. Through this month, I'd love to make a juggling video or wax poetic about my love for Resident Evil, the Evil Within, God of War, or how Arthur Morgan is one of the greatest characters of all time. Instead, I figured I would do what I probably should have done months ago, that of actually submitting to the voiceover category instead of double dipping into the video territory. This way I can actually join the legends of RF Switch and Jesse Blue. For this month's submission, I hastily threw together a heavily edited version of the Lovecraft story of Dagon. Love me some Dagon. For reals. I'm not kidding. I'm big on Dagon. Dagon rules.
I
One that can
used
actually-
a weapon called Dagon in Dota 1. It like shocks people and kills them. It's like
That one can actually fit into 3 minutes. Many words are mine, but as many as I could retain of old HP are there as well. I hope you enjoy, and sorry in advance for all the peaking for headphones users. It was a result of the filter I was using, so there's a bit of a techie filter on this. But I just want to point this out. Hubert, I got nothing, there's nothing bad with modern horror. I love ghost stories, I love monsters, I love me some Freddy and all that stuff. But the thing I love about Gothic, man, is these entities are old, dude. This is like Hellraiser. You know what I mean? These are the old gods. This is time before time before time. They don't even know how old they are.
primordial.
Dagon. Getting into people's heads, turning them into fish, man.
That's cool.
Take it away, Eric Jackson. So good.
I am writing this under an appreciable mental strain, since by tonight I shall be no more.
Audio log.
Penniless and at the end of my supply of the drug which alone makes life endurable, I can bear the torture no longer, and shall cast myself from this garret window into the squalid street below. Do not think from my slavery to morphine that I am a weakling or a degenerate. When you have read these hastily scrawled pages, you may guess, though never fully realize, why it is that I must have forgetfulness or death. Near the outset of the Great War, I was taken captive by a German sea raider, but for their lack of discipline was I able to escape to sea with a boat and some provisions for a length of time. I drifted for countless days, where neither ship nor land appeared as my salvation, and in one dream-infested night I awoke to find myself half-sucked into a slime expanse of hellish black mire, which extended about me in monotonous undulations as far as I could see. Several days' journey by land found me in the depths of a great canyon. It was here that I came upon a monolith of cyclopean size, protruding from a mass of frothy waters, whose body bore the markings betraying some ancient culture. Grotesque beyond imagination were their depictions. I stood musing, awestruck at this unexpected glimpse into the past. Then suddenly, I saw it, vast, Polyphemus-like and loathsome, emerging from the dark waters, and darted like a stupendous monster of nightmares to the monolith, about which it flung its gigantic scaly arms, bowing its hideous head and gave vent to certain measured sounds. I think I went mad then. Frantic and delirious was my escape from that realm, and little lucidity came until after I awoke in a San Francisco hospital. Later, a celebrated ethnologist would muse on the ancient Philistine legend of Dagon, the fish god. Often I ask myself if it could not have been a pure phantasm, but ever does there come before me a hideously vivid vision in reply. I dream of a day when nameless things may rise above the billows to drag down in their reeking talons the remnants of puny or exhausted mankind. Of a day when the land shall sink and the dark ocean floor shall ascend amidst universal pandemonium. The end is near. I hear a noise at the door, as of some immense slippery body lumbering against it. It shall not find me. God, that hand! The window! The window!
Yeah, dude.
So good.
The old.
That gave me strong Amnesia vibes. So strong. Awesome.
Yeah.
Took me away. Like, that could have been an Amnesia.
That
literally just could have been ripped from Amnesia, one of the greatest horror games of all time. Could have fooled me.
That is my jam.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
So cool.
Just a touch, that stuff. Yeah, if you liked that, may I suggest Innsmouth? Give Innsmouth a look at and just jump in.
Swordfish could
Literally
have been
jump
in
into
Bioshock.
The waters feel fine. Jump on in there, these fish people. Come on in.
So cool.
From Michelle Jackson, some music. Well, to be quite honest, between work, school, and other hobbies, I got a little busy this month, so I didn't spend too much time on the unusuals. That's Michelle's game. What I did work on, I don't want to spoil. So I come bearing music, a rough work in progress, an old song I reworked, and a new song. Belated happy 5 years, and congrats on a fun and successful Easy X. Love and respect. Thank you, Michelle. So many good tunes out of this game.
I can imagine this song quietly while you're in the menus, and then when you come out into combat, it raises the volume.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever quality a music track needs to have to loop effectively, Michelle Jackson just home runs that every time. Just absolutely, has no problem figuring that one out. From what I can tell.
Able's alt type.
So chill.
Bit of Persona energy in this.
Sure.
A little bit.
Those bells are nice. Shout out to Clown Boss, who's like, is that a Koto? Michelle's like, that's a Koto. That's exactly what that is. Called it.
Mission clear. This is where I'm like pumping up my stats, feeling happy, feeling good.
For sure.
Mission.
You're just like,
Yeah, beat it. Definitely Streets of Rage vibes.
checking the materials that you unlocked. And you're like, oh, cool, okay, I got some options. And these are everyone that we get from Michelle. These are all dense tracks, but they're not too busy. You know, they're not distracting. Like they're just so they're so inviting. They're so unobstructive. Mm-hmm. Yes,
Excellent.
And one of my favorite things, Huber, that we get in the showcase is this idea of like, just some tracks, throw them together. You're like, that's excellent. That's thoroughly enjoyable, and that was great. And just like, couldn't do the thing I wanted to, so this is my fallback. It's like
MBD.
Great. Shout out though, it makes me think of I'm playing the Myths of the Eastern Realms, I believe it's called. It's the Chinese DLC to Immortals, and it's funny because there's a lot of like remove the Greek track and put in the Chinese track, and so it's funny to see like what I'm assuming might be a different composer. I don't know. I didn't actually check. Of just realizing like, when we were developing the game, we realized there needs to be a little stinger here. And so what would this stinger sound like with these instruments? Like if I had 8 seconds to write this music tracks, it's funny to like take wipe the slate clean and then just like completely fill in all the blanks with a totally different style. Fun experiment. Adam Henschel. Hey, Brandon and Huber. For this month, I recorded a somewhat loose interpretation of Lazy Afternoons. Do you know what Lazy Afternoons is from, Huber?
My Life When the Dodgers Are On?
There's a track from Kingdom Hearts 2.
Oh, of course. Yeah,
some of you might recognize from the game's opening hours in Twilight Town.
100%. Love this
As
song.
for the recording itself, I have, again, 2 is the one I've played, so I reviewed it, and so it's like I remember this track as well. I had originally conceived his project as a solo guitar arrangement, but as time passed, I felt like the track was lacking a certain sense of oomph. After some tinkering, I ended up with today's video, which came from the idea of reinterpreting the song with a tinge of blues and soul, while still keeping it relatively minimalistic in scope. Thanks for listening, and have a wonderful April. Adam.
Ooh.
Adam, put some soul into that.
Yeah, there it is. Wow. How's it feel being so talented at something?
Well, what I like is that I think it feels better and better every month, because as the showcase has gone on, Henschel's like starting to lose up a little bit. He's definitely having a good time. And it comes through. You hear it in the notes. You know, you can't fake that. Love it.
Oh, you're in the field, man. Somewhere, Brad, you're getting it here.
Yeah, sure. 2 notes in, he's like, totally.
Incredible. Just incredible. So good. Wow.
Every month he does that, man.
Yeah, bravo.
Every month he just boop.
Oh.
How about this one? Ever played Kingdom Hearts 2? Kieran Little, hey Brandon and Huber, saying very nice things about Adam Henschel in chat right now. Kieran Little, aka Mr. Cone Man. Generally speaking, in games, I always skew to the morally correct way to do things. Me too, sadly. I prefer good guy play through the infamous series.
At heart, man, that is a like more people go Paragon than Renegade because deep down humans are good. Have hope, have faith. Straight up. Look at the stats, man. Everyone always goes.
Yeah, yeah. One would hope.
Like you always say, Jones, it's physically hard to be a bastard in a video game.
That's it. Yeah. Well, see, that's the thing is I've talked to people who really want to do that, but they're like, all I'm doing is just making it hard. I'm just I'm burning bridges. I'm making more enemies, and it just makes the game harder. And I don't necessarily want to do that. They're like, trust me, I want to be evil. You know, like, but it's hey, anything to give us any sense of hope that people are inherently good. Fingers crossed. I prefer good guy playthrough of the infamous series. My Geralt of Rivia helped absolutely everybody. My Arthur Morgan tipped his hat hello to just about every citizen in the Wild West. However, there is something about, I mean, as long as we're on the subject, that was a very specific. I did not tip my hat to everybody because there's some, you know, sometimes
I was morally gray, Arthur Morgan for sure.
Yeah.
I played it.
One of the things that's really nice about Red Dead is that, again, there's just some things that were normalized in Red Dead that I got used to and loved, and then I go play other games. It's like, oh, damn it. It's weird to play another third-person game and walk by someone that doesn't even acknowledge you're there, you know, like, and I understand somebody's like washing their clothes or whatever, you know, like, it's, if they have some kind of active thing, that's great, but like, a lot of people in Red Dead will eye you as they go by, even if somebody's just on a horse and it's like, hey, you know, careful, you with the rifle out, watch what you're doing. And so it was neat sometimes just to be like, you know, no quarrel. Ma'am, how you doing?
Howdy.
Yeah. Let me think about Red Dead for 2 seconds. Holy cow!
It's so great because of 3 players. As Trevor,
of course.
Psychopath. As Michael, I was morally gray, and then as Franklin, I was good guy, good boy Franklin.
Yeah,
love that.
I like that. We're doing showcase here, okay? I can't.
GTA Red Dead Jones, you're screwed.
I drove more varied, crazier cars as Michael than I did as Franklin, which doesn't seem to make sense because Franklin's the racer, but Franklin like had his car. Like Franklin would keep upgrading the same car, and that was he had the neon lights on the bottom, and he had his green car that had the green neon lights on the bottom, and that was his race car that he always brought. Whereas Michael had issues that he was trying to overcome by buying things. Why he had his big house and everything. So like he was the one that like kept driving out in different sports cars and showing off, you know, whereas like what's his name? Hello. Trevor just grabbed, you know, didn't own a car. You know, I never knew what that Jeep was. You know, it's like, oh, just take this one. Who cares? I'll steal this guy's bike. I don't care.
So good. Let's wait for that next gen patch, Jones. They hyped
Yeah,
it up.
just maybe wait till next Hall of Greats, and then we'll have another discussion about GTA 5, huh, Huber?
I'm in. GTA 5
Not in.
Absolutely. 100%. It's the best GTA.
You did not vote for GTA 5, nor the last game I brought to Hall of
Why did I
Greats,
vote
so I'm
in-
not really feeling the partnership right now, okay?
I voted over it.
I don't know. You probably did vote for GTA 5, but even, I don't know.
Yeah,
Didn't get in.
some votes.
Felt bad. Didn't get in. Must have been something about the frame rate. However, there's something about the Command and Conquer series that throws this entirely out the window, and I become unable to comply with my inner good guy. This did not change when I recently picked up the remasters on Steam and proceeded to paint the planet a nice shade of Brotherhood of Nod in Soviet red. This ties into wanting to find something extremely hype to cover for you, Huber. So in the name of Kane, please join me on the Helm March from Red Alert, Kane Lives, swinging the pendulum in the complete opposite direction from Adam Henschel's kind of chill vibes. Let's do it. Right away.
Alert high? Dude.
Cutscenes are still badass.
Yuri?
No, Comrade Premier. It has only begun.
Unreal.
So
How does it feel to be so good at something?
So
Holy
good.
shit.
I just needed that. And just, man, that was a tour de force. There were like 5 guitars used. Also something that we did not see played that I'm assuming you might have done digitally, but the drums on that track. Whew.
Do you like find
Really good.
sheet music online, or is this just translation from the ear? Like listen
Yeah.
to it and then mimic it and add your own spin on it, or is there like sheet music lying around? That is insane.
All by ear and memory.
God,
Yep.
so good.
I'll just come in.
So cool.
That's that part where he closes his eyes and bangs his head and destroys it. That's the part where he's like, yeah, Okay, yeah, it's one of those. So fantastic. And of course, wrapping it up, some heavy hitters this month, as always, in the music department. Kevin Gillet, hello, Jones and Huber. Thank you for a wonderful 5 years and for a delightful week of celebrations. Being able to catch many streams live as early as 8 p.m. in Europe was a pleasant bonus. Loved the chess. Now, how many times can I manage to submit another version of the Easy Allies theme? But after the Music Box Night version and the KK version, another one was due for the anniversary. I had this as a work in progress for a while, and now is the perfect time to finish it. Of course, it would have been even more perfect if a certain game had been inducted in the last Hall of Greats, but still, this is for you, for 5 years of love and respect, and to many more. Love and respect, Kevin Gillet. It was close. Kevin was close. This almost was a really perfect moment for you. What did we do to deserve this, right? It's so good. Years. 5 more years. 5 more years.
Holy shit!
Crazy. It's like uplifting. It's crazy. What the heck?
I can't.
Just reaffirming, you know?
I'm like, I feel misty-eyed. Truly.
Yeah.
That one hit me right in the gut. That means a lot. That's crazy.
Omega Arrow has a good one. This is the intro for the first Back in the Studio stream.
Wow.
Yeah. Whew. We have one more category. We are officially in the video category, but
yep, we need to start the group stream with that. Next
doesn't mean we're winding down. We have 14 videos in this community showcase to get through from some people you're used to videos, some people you're not. Alexander Zarianov has definitely submitted a video or two and is here with some Apex Legends for us. Hello, Brandon and Huber. In the middle of February, I've decided to play a few matches in Apex Legends, which I haven't touched since Season 1 for various reasons.
Same.
You know how it is. You suddenly realize that the game you've been playing is much better than you expected, and a quick distraction pushes everything else aside for multiple weeks. I liked Apex Legends so much because this multiplayer game feels like a single-player experience. I'm not talking about everybody playing their own game. By the way, in most random matches, all team members efficiently work together. I'm talking about narrative and meaningful character interactions. All heroes describe what they do and see. They discuss further actions, congratulate, thank each other, and in some instances, just chat. Their attitudes and personalities shine when they talk, but that's not all. Many heroes also have a history with each other, which appropriately colors their interactions. You may press a button to acknowledge the other player's gratitude, but if your character speaks up when the hitman who's killed their parents, instead of "you're welcome," she'll tell him to shut up. This banter adds a unique vibe to each team composition, and it's fun to imagine events that prompted this particular trio to form a temporary alliance. And since the community plays as every hero, each new match comes with its own narrative arc. Unfortunately, I can't show you these wonderful conversations because I didn't plan to make a video and play the game in Russian, so instead, I'll just show you several PvP moments from various matches that I liked. My aiming and reaction skills aren't great, but this just proves that you don't need to be a seasoned PvP player to enjoy playing Apex Legends. Yeah, some of those interactions he's saying, I wish Avengers had a little bit more of that.
Sure.
A little stale in that department, but yeah, that's big, dense scripts. You know, good VO goes a long way.
Перезаряжаю.
Враг убит.
Стоп тебя, какой убийца!
Оп, немножко мимо.
Сейчас как рванет! Сканирую.
Враг убит.
Лечусь! Нормально!
Бросила гранату.
Благослови мой сон!
Перезаряжаю. Метнула прыжковый модуль.
Dude,
Отряд идет
that was
в атаку.
amazing!
Перезаряжаю свои щиты.
Oh, that's so good.
Огонь. Цель в нокауте.
Super digging the Russian too. Badass.
Судя по карте, мы разделились.
Есть один. Просто шедевр.
Мы уложили цель.
Внимание, появился новый лидер по убийству.
Standoff.
Новый лидер по убийствам. Выпендрёж. Чинюсь. Подзаряжу щиты.
Standoff, yeah.
Новая сумочка.
Phantom Menace vibes.
Не забывай, кто устроил этот подъем. Я тебя
Call out
прикрою.
Jones.
Организую усиленное укрытие.
Holy shit. Yeah.
Это цель в нокауте.
В нокауте. Нужно встать и идти дальше. Мои поздравления.
So, you want to play Apex? Holy
Yeah,
shit.
good edits, man.
Mm-hmm.
Good, right up, great moments.
Одним отрядом.
Good aim there.
Я новый
Victory!
одинокая волчица с острыми клыками. Я сбила чемпиону сердца. Буквально.
Very nice.
Вы чемпионы Apex.
I see what you did there.
That's cool. Very
Very
cool.
nice ending.
Gotta play
Tempting,
Apex.
tempting,
Shit.
tempting, tempting. Sarah Imshog, we got no comment from. Sarah Imshog likes to let the videos speak for themselves, so take it away. Cheers. Love the text.
Clarinet hype.
Yes. A spoiler-heavy episode. Nice, nice.
Awesome. Spoiler conscious. Nice. Oh, that's awesome, Jesse. Jesse's daughter plays clarinet.
That's awesome.
How does it feel to just be so damn good at things? Like, what? As an artist, I would imagine it's nerve-wracking. Like, enlarging and changing things.
Of course.
So small. It's like, when do you finally stop?
Yeah, how do you know?
Always just want to tweak. Yeah. Years of practice.
I love watching a time lapse of an artist and something looks good. You're like, oh, it's coming along, and they're like, nah, and they get rid of it, and you're like, what? What? Yes.
Dope. Oh, that's
The
so
FAO
dope.
Schwartz.
FAO
guy,
Schwartz.
honestly
yeah.
gets me more than anything else from the image. His shirt is pretty great, but that FAO Schwartz. Whew. Solid.
Sick.
Thank you for that, Sarah.
So good.
From Happy Gaming, hello there, Huber and Jones. This past month has been a positive one. My girlfriend got her first dose of the vaccination. Still on the prowl for mine now that things are opening up, and I finally gotten back on the horse of exercising. It wasn't easy, but I think like anything, there was the hurdle of finding a motivational factor to attach myself to. Turns out biking for around 70 minutes a day while lifting weights, oh, my gallon water jug, hey, became less of a chore when I turned on the right thing to focus on. Anime. I've been going through 3 episodes of Attack on Titan, Hunter x Hunter, Hunter x Hunter, or My Hero Academia a day, and in a meditative Zen sort of way, watching driven and willful underdog protagonists accomplish their goals by any means really gives me that boost of energy and helps me focus on the show and my drive, rather than my legs moving on the pedals. After finishing the Akira manga, I also got the urge to start collecting other sets I wanted to read, so I finished the first 2 deluxe Berserk volumes, and have a few in the back catalog to read while the girlfriend plays Zelda. For my review this month, I've prepared a special surprise, specifically for the panel guest. It's become one of my favorite games of recent memory with how unique it is, as well as the way how it handles its gameplay in a way still distinct to itself. Regrettably, this specific release switches aspect ratios from 16:9 to 4:3 whenever certain things are happening on screen, so be prepared for a lot of IMAX screen changes I just had to deal with during editing. Sorry, Jones, I have mentioned that in the past, but whatever, it's fine. Although this game is a remaster, I was not reviewing it as such. With the eventual release of the Poly Mega, which I pre-ordered back in 2018 and am still waiting for, my hope is to be able to release more reviews for games on older systems without them being labeled as quote-unquote retro reviews. There are plenty of games that I grew up with, as well as many more before and after that simply weren't around when the YouTube boom hit, and I don't think it's completely fair to write all of these sorts of games simply as of their time. Rather, I want to play and review them as games, not just as games of their day. Until then, though, I'll continue publishing reviews as normal. I hope everyone enjoys. Without further ado, I'll let everyone enjoy the first 3 minutes of my latest review. If you'd like to see more of my past work on video reviews and infrequent podcasts, feel free to look up my Patreon and check out it all for free. Happy April, everyone. Stay safe. I hope you're able to find vaccinations and find things to smile about and encourage positive mindfulness. Here's my review of Shenmue. Love and respect, Brian from Happy Gaming.
Let's go.
Just 3 minutes of it, though. You want the last 2 minutes. You gotta go.
Damn you, Jones.
7 minutes and 20 seconds this review, so you got a lot. Look how happy you were.
The first time I left the Hazuki residence and ventured down the picturesque hill to the small bustling town of Dobuita through Sakuragaoka, I was left with the distinct sensation of having moved to a new place for the first time. In an almost overwhelming way, the town seems staggering with bustling activity, people to talk to, stores to explore, alleys to get lost in. By the end of Shenmue's adventure, though, I was left with a completely different sensation. The once overwhelming breadth of town now felt like a comforting place I'd lived in for a very long time. I knew the people, their routines, where every store was, and where the roads led. It felt like home. More than maybe any other game I've played, Shenmue relishes in every opportunity to make you feel a part of the place you inhabit. It finds comfort in the simple and calming mundanities of daily routine, and at basically every point requires that you take your time and enjoy it at its own pace. But Shenmue rewards this methodical approach with a game unlike any other, one that feels alive with the comforts of familiar daily activity and the friendly bonds of community that soars above the sum of its parts.
You've made my day.
That guy ran out of change. He needed a drink.
Is the restaurant busy? A little. Please give my regards to Tao-san.
As Shenmue begins, we're introduced to Ryo Hazuki, whose father has been murdered in cold blood by a man named Lon D. Lon D has taken not only the life of Ryo's father, but also a mirror of unknown origin and importance. Ryo vows vengeance for his father, and begins a quest to find the man clad in green robes, no matter the cost. This begins the long process of finding as much information as you can in order to track down the murderer through breadcrumbs of information scavenged throughout Ryo's small town from the people living there. While Ryo will have a handful of physical encounters, most of the game will not involve fighting or heavy action. Instead, most of the time, Ryo will be trying to find new information by pulling on a thread of hints that leads him from one point to the next.
Yes? Oh, Rio, what's up?
I have something to ask you. Do any foreign sailors drink here?
Sailors?
Gathering this information involves going around town and asking residents what they know, inquiring to find any tidbit that may lead you closer to the truth. In the beginning, Ryo doesn't know much more than to ask about the black car that he saw the night of the murder. Waking up at 8:30 every day, you'll get a fresh start to walk through the town and ask around until someone has a little more to add. All of this information is tracked in Ryo's journal, which hints at whom you should talk to and where. When you begin, this can seem overwhelming with so many people to talk to and so many places to go. But you soon start to get into a groove and create your own routine.
Gotta bail.
Oh!
I know. So many teases. I gotta admit, I started to feel bad. Yeah. I started to feel bad. Hey, I went to like 3 minutes and 8 seconds, okay? I started with none of this hard cut nonsense.
All right.
But I love it. I used to feel bad because I'm like, oh, these people, they're $10, man, and above the Patreon. These people are really supporting us and making really fantastic content. I want people to go check this out. Happy Gaming has a YouTube channel and a Patreon. You should check both of those things out. I kind of love it now. I don't know that reaction. That was
the most
that was
brutal
juicy.
but accurate comment. That was like Shenmue itself, incomplete. Ah!
That's welcome to the franchise.
Yeah.
Yep.
Brutal but accurate.
Really good. From Rikimaru. Hi, Jones and
let's
Hubert.
go.
I recently watched all of the Hall of Greats videos. I absolutely love the idea and challenge of passionately summarizing the importance of a game in 5 minutes, or in this case, 3. I particularly love Jones's video of Final Fantasy VI. Thank you. While writing the script, I couldn't help but think about Huber, as this game was one of the first times I really felt the bonds between characters, and I know how important that is for him in a series. This game holds me back to some of my best memories growing up and playing and discussing games with my brothers. It took me a few takes, and I still wasn't able to get through it without getting emotional. Apologies for the lack of game capture, and the audio's a bit off. Feel free to turn on the subtitles. This is my summary of Final Fantasy X.
Oh, awesome.
One of the greats. That's a good score.
Love this game.
And again, this baby's 5 minutes long, so if you want to get all of this as well.
Final Fantasy X is a game about love, hate, life, and death, a spiral that traps us all. It is a massive JRPG that mixes classic turn-based mechanics with cinematic next-generation graphics. It is a game with a gorgeous world, lovable characters, menacing foes, unforgettable music, and an important message and story. It has an extensive leveling system in the Sphere Grid, an engaging minigame in Blitzball, and exhilarating summons that the franchise is famous for. All of these aspects and more come together in a way that ties its themes together perfectly to match the intent of its world, characters, and gameplay. Final Fantasy X takes place in a world called Spira, a seemingly alternate version of reality to our main character. Tidus finds himself stranded here after being spirited away from a calamity in the city he grew up in. Xanarkand is attacked by an entity known as Sin that would later be explained to him by the residents of Spira as the constant threat looming over their lives in this story. A representation of death that is falsely believed to be brought on by their own lack of faith and failure to uphold the teachings of their religion. Spira is a living, breathing, beautiful world inspired by Southeast Asia and the Pacific Islands, a culture not often represented in art, much less in video games. Being born in Guam and growing up with so many of these cultures, it was a personal delight to see so many represented so well. Spira is a stunning landscape full of culture, music, religion, community, and conflict. From the laid-back island of Besaid, the serene Macalania woods, the treacherous heights of Mount Gagazet, and the contemplative waters of the Moonflow, Spira feels lived in, fought over, and loved by its people. The game begins in Xanarkand, Titus's Xanarkand, a city of dreams that stars as a character itself. But Titus isn't a typical fancy-haired JRPG protagonist without pre-existing relationships. There's Jecht, Titus's father, a man who abandoned his son and someone Titus can seemingly never forgive or forget. Aaron, a sort of godfather figure to Titus, is someone who looks out for him but seldomly makes his presence known. Titus's loneliness and lack of family drives him to seek focus and meaning in life, something he cannot find on his own. This leads to the main characters of Final Fantasy X, people that owe our character nothing but are willing to reach out, understand, and be there for us. Waka, a proud, badass islander who fights in the spirit of his brother's memory. He is the leader of the Besaid Aurochs Blitzball team, a sport that connects this broken world, a bridge of community and competition to distract themselves from despair.
Got a cut on Waka and Blitzball. Brutal time to cut.
Orange.
Yeah. It's funny, there's the Titus versus Titus. Sadly, it is Titus, which is so silly.
Confirmed, 100%?
Yeah, I said Titus in our retrospective at game trailers out of spite. It's like, it's my video, damn it. I'll do whatever I want. It's like it's Titus, you know, it's literally their names are like the sun and the moon. It's literally the name is Titus, the tide for the moon. Anyway. My country didn't make that video game. Who am I to complain? From the Void. Hello, Jones and Huber. Since people have enjoyed... Wait. I pause it. Might as well move on to the next one. Since people seem to have enjoyed the teaser video for the top 20 best obscure Mario characters in the previous community showcase, I decided to show a little bit more of the final product. Last time you saw the 20th place, now I'm submitting number 19 and 18. The full video is already available on YouTube in From the Void Games channel. That's From the Void, all one word. If anyone wants to see the rest of the list, part 2 is also in production and should be ready soon. Also, if I may, I want to use this space in Jones's beautiful voice to let everyone know that I made a video with 50 games that people may want to get on the PS3, PS Vita, and PSP before the digital stores close, which will become hard to get afterwards. Some would say impossible to get. Nothing to do with the video you were about to see, but it's also available on my channel on YouTube and maybe of service to someone. Thanks again for the space. Love and respect from the Void. From the Void, excellent sell. I hope I did it justice. Well done. Well done. Yeah, tell me about some Mario characters I don't know. Let's do it.
Did you know that Peach also has a game?
What the what?
Apparently they've already stopped purchases. What?
Oh no. All right, we'll take it back. We'll take it back.
Of her own, it's Super Princess Peach. Did you know that Peach also has a game of her own? It's Super Princess Peach. She's moody, she floats, it's great. Well, not really. The game's kinda average overall. However, there is a sentient umbrella in this game by the name of Barry the Parasol. He's introduced with a really promising backstory about how he was apparently a little boy who lived with his grandfather, and when you finish the game, nothing happens. It's like they just forgot to give his story any kind of conclusion. So if we think about it, there's still, to this day, a little boy trapped inside an umbrella in the Mario universe. And we haven't seen Princess Peach use Barry as her parasol since this game. So presumably he's still hanging on one of her closets in her castle or something, completely forgotten. That's outrageous if you ask me. Couldn't they have made him turn back into a boy in the end of this game? And find his grandpa maybe too? It's like if in Pinocchio, the story ended when Geppetto gets eaten by a whale and Pinocchio never goes after him. And that was it, the end. The only thing that happens is that Barry says that he will hang around with Peach because he has this feeling that maybe someday he will get to see his grandpa again. How sad is this? Come on Nintendo, have a heart. Just maybe, Perry. Just maybe, someday. Hang tight, little buddy. Some of us didn't forget you. 19th place for poor little Perry.
Does Damiani know about
Did you know that Mario has saved a prince? In fact, he has saved a number of them. In Yoshi's Safari, the endangered royalty is Prince Pine. He is the prince of Jewelry Land or whatever, that is attacked by Bowser, who wants the 12 magic jewels that unite this kingdom. And by acquiring the jewels, Bowser apparently splits the land into two, creating a dark world for himself. And by the way, in my humble opinion, who cares about Jewelry Land? I mean, look at it. It looks hideous. There's a clearly haunted house here, some floating ruins over there, everything is obviously uninhabitable, and to the east, I mean, what is this? It's like half of a giant rotting carrot. And this is presumably the way into this place. Who wants to travel through a rotting carrot? The whole place is awful. So I say, let Bowser have it. If back in the SNES days Mario would have let him have the stupid Jewelry Land Dark World that no one cares about, maybe this wouldn't have happened. Anyway, so there you go. 18th place to Prince Pine. Why? Because he was the first prince to be rescued by Mario. I know it's a stretch, but I wanted to talk about this and this was the best reason I could find. And also, he's got some great hair, and the feather on his hat is a nice touch. So there you go, that should be enough reasons. Prince Pine, 18th place.
Love it, man. Just the way tease. Look at the rest of those characters.
So excellent.
Sticking out of that thumb. Solid. Absolutely solid. Thank you. Man, I learned something today.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder what Damiani's knowledge of that is.
From David Cleland, hello Hubert and Jones. First up, my solitary sorry last month was for making you read... Oh, sorry. The sorry last month was for making you read almost all of 1 week by the Bare Naked Ladies. That's true, I did do that. But that was a lot of fun. But in fairness to yourself, you did handle it masterfully. Now, with that out of the way, let me say sorry for what I'm about to show you. I participated in an animation jam last month. We got the theme 7 p.m. on Friday evening, and then had 48 hours to submit a film. The theme was Together. And I fully blame the sleep deprivation and the delirium that caused what I produced. Enjoy. 5 years of love and respect to Dave Cleland. Dave, you have made disturbing stuff for us before, and so I will not be surprised if I'm disturbed by this. Take it away.
Bonds.
Yes. Yes. Stop. It was like kind of wholesome, but then it had some Team America vibes a little bit, just a bit.
Yeah. That's so funny.
Oh boy.
Puzzle pieces.
I'd show Milo that. Yeah. I've seen worse than that on Sesame Street. Joseph Caruso. Over the past 5 years, David Cleland's like, please don't show.
There was a correction on the stores that it's available. The add to cart button is not there, but you can still make purchases for now.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Let them bond.
Yeah, let them bond.
Joseph Caruso. Over the past 5 years, I've spent over 1,000 hours of my limited free time working on a handful of tribute videos that I've uploaded to YouTube. The subjects of these tributes are Breaking Bad, the first 2 Terminator movies, and some droopy weirdo named Kyle Bossman. While high viewership is not something I particularly care about since I make these for fun and not to have a successful or profitable YouTube channel, I can't help but feel the sting that a stupid 10-second clip of Watch Dogs that I uploaded to YouTube 6 years ago suddenly got picked up by the algorithm and ended up in a lot of people's recommended videos a few months back, and now has more than double of all the combined views on my tributes that I poured my heart into. True story. I created a video. I have a YouTube channel that's just mine that I just like throw dumb stuff. No, I'm not sharing any of that. But you can maybe find it because Amanda was in Coraline. She was the other mother. She was the Terry Hatcher character. She did the voiceover in the video game. And And so I made like a montage. It was like, you know, when you first started dating Amanda and she was booking stuff, and I was like, hey, let me make a video so you can show this off like for a reel or whatever. And that has like 20 million views or something.
Jeez.
Yeah, so it's more views than anything I've ever put on YouTube in my life.
Crazy.
Like, come on. Like, can't I just siphon? Is there any way to like siphon that, or like in an RPG kind of way, like magic link that with another video so that it can like transfer? What?
It was
something
wild.
crazy. Yeah, come get your Coraline licensed game content. Just to give you the taste of the cruel irony of this, my Breaking Bad tribute has about 1,000 views, and this 10-second clip that I title 10 Beneke has over 77,000 views. If you watch Breaking Bad, you'll get the reference. Enjoy? Question
Ted
mark?
Beneke, yep. Ted.
Yep.
Lawyer.
That's it. Millions.
Millions of views for that.
So 77,000 views.
What? 77,000 views.
That's the thing. Never believe anyone. No one understands the internet.
Yeah, no one.
It's not made to understand.
There is
It's like saying you understand, you know, like dinosaurs. Like you can learn about them, but they're gone. You know, like there's no connection that we can have with those things. I love it.
Wow.
Bo, B-E-A-U, Bo. For my first submission, I'm showing a game I've been working on, an Unreal 4. Love and respect. UE4, take it away. And I love the behind-the-scenes nature of this. This isn't not just footage. This is footage within UE4, which is super fascinating.
Hey guys, I wanted to show a game I've been working on in Unreal. The game will be a Metroidvania game. I'm going for more of 2014 strata than a Castlevania style of game. I set up costumes and accessories that you can pick up in the level. I'm still working on the UI and menu system. Implementing UI and menu navigation with controller inputs is a lot harder than you'd think it is.
Yeah, I bet.
I don't know how to code, so I use Unreal Blueprints instead. Blueprints is basically coding but with nodes. This is the camera setup. This sets up all the different jumps.
Sphere grid.
And this is the attack setup, which was a lot of trial and error. A different attack animation is played based on whether the player is on the ground, idling, or running, hanging on a wall, or in the air.
Madman.
I recently changed the FLV to give the game more depth. But now, the camera clips through walls and the floor, and the player can see parts of the map that I don't want them to see.
Shit.
And here's some gameplay from Strider 2014 for those who've never seen it. I just love the traversal in this game and how cool you feel as a Strider.
I like that game a lot.
I learned most of this stuff from YouTube and forums, so I figured I'd shout out some of the channels that make great tutorials on YouTube. Thanks for watching.
Oh, nice.
Very cool.
Take a note, write those down.
Sick.
Crazy, man. Following all this up by Blueprints? Like,
I know.
well done, well done.
One little thing goes wrong, and that has a cascading effect. That's
and
game
thank you
development.
Thank you for being a patron. Thank you for supporting us. You do you and take your time with that game whenever it's going to be done. But hey, you want to throw any more of those video updates our way?
Absolutely.
Gobble that stuff up. That stuff is so good. From Mason Victoria. Hello, Jones and Huber. First off, happy 5 years. I'm proud to say that I've been a patron since the beginning. Thank you, Mason. The team at Easy Allies and its community has truly impacted my life in many ways, including the project I'm going to share with you today. By the time you've read this message, I will have completed my Masters of Music in Music Technology and Digital Media.
Wow.
And for my final major project, I solo developed a virtual reality point-and-click style adventure game that focused on immersive audio. The title is Borf Klorgman Space Intern, which we have been teased with a little bit in previous showcases. And it follows the story of an alien life form trying to navigate through the galaxy's saturated job market. It's silly and inspired by Space Quest, Monkey Island, and Bossman's Don't Call Me Mama. Watching Kyle make a Game Boy game and Jones work in Dreams really pushed me to make this happen.
Sick.
Sick. Thank you. because I did some pretty mediocre work in Dreams. So thank you. With my minimal coding knowledge, I'm absolutely thankful for those streams, for helping me believe in myself. Please enjoy this teaser. Love and respect, Mason Victoria. It's a solid teaser. It's a good length. I like your teaser, Mason.
Good morning and or evening, specimen. You are currently located in the EMS Tech Support Bay where we provide tech support across the universe.
I don't recognize you, and you don't seem like you have any experience. That must mean you're the new intern, huh? Things that happen inside this base are absolutely classified.
You must be a Borg-Klorgman space intern.
I guess you can tick that box off your weirdly specific intern to-do list.
If it weren't for you, we'd be goners by now.
Do you even want to work here, you useless intern?
Level 5 lockdown initiated. Hold me, Bull.
We're all dead, or worse, fired.
Worth Klorg, man.
We'll get you on full time in no time. Yeah.
Love it. Yeah, that's delightful.
And it's funny because I think I might have missed this, Mason, but I think the first time that you introduced us to this, it sounded like somebody just brought you on to work on their project. I didn't know this was all you. Yeah, kudos. Congrats. That is really coming together. That's fun. Good vibes, good vibes. From Chris Park. All the comment says is, I tried to pick the Huber ones. So Huber, this is a game that you might have been exposed to earlier called Fate Grand Order. This is a mobile game with a lot of characters, a lot of crazy stuff.
I've seen a video of this, I think.
Yeah, so Chris Park likes to drop these on us. So
yeah.
Follow the lower left corner is going to inform you as to who you were watching. And yeah, take it away, Chris.
Overkill. Yo, love that. Love a good yell.
けれど世界は私を鈍らせない。どうぞごめん遊ばせ。私の無知なる殺人にお付き合いくださいまし。レイブはそれいえ。さようなら。
全種解放、加減はなし。絶望に挑む。
まだ。
Just some stab blood.
オルトリアクター臨界突破。
Space King Arthur.
The alternate, not the OG Space King.
Darth Maul, dude. Yeah, this guy. Death Knight.
Sword of the Grand.
私はまだ
バスト突撃ここが戦神だ
Awesome.
うるせえさあ再び集え共に最果てを夢見た猛者たちよここに刻む轍は我らの誉れ大オニオンヘタイロイ
Just lands on him.
よし次の戦いに急ぐとするか
The Those attacks are good, but those menus, I also need plenty of those menus. I just want to know more and more about that game. It's like Star Citizen. I just say wouldn't be in my life without the showcase, and I don't want my life without Fate Grand Order in it.
That's fun.
Ashes of Aranea. Hi, Jones and Huber. I only had 20 minutes to edit this video, so it's by far not as good as I wanted it to be, but I couldn't let myself not participate this month. I've been playing both Rise and Dragon's Dogma non-stop, starting a new game right as Jones started that crisp crack of a stream. Dragon's Dogma is really fun with a party. It's a bit like Pokemon, since you have a vast array of moves for each class, but need to create a party with limited skills that can provide coverage to deal with most combat situations and enemies. Oh, okay. Today, I'm here to show you 3 minutes of playing Dragon's Dogma solo, which provides a very different experience. The final part of the video is just making things right and ending with a crunch. Trans rights are human rights. Shout out to the Tell Me Why spoiler mode. It was a great watch. Love and respect.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you. Don't hear that one enough.
And
Tell me
now-
why.
Kick some ass.
Punching a rock golem in the back.
Yeah.
Kidney. Go for its kidneys. Melting it down.
So with my limited experience in the game, I wonder the whole idea of solo. I didn't know it was a thing you could do. I guess you just send your pawns away. Just beat the crap out of this thing.
Just not letting it up.
Yeah. Oh, the bow tease.
Yep. Loot before the combat encounter is over. I love it. Take it down.
Oh! So
I didn't know you could do that, dude. That's so sick. Those XP numbers go up, Jones. Dopamine.
Yeah, I know. I didn't.
Bam.
Oh, this dude.
Yep.
Drums from the deep.
No. It's in it, dude. Dragon's Dogma 2. We need it. Now that Devil May Cry 5 is next gen version's out, all that. Dragon's Dogma 2, dude. Let's go.
Nice.
Love that. Love climbing.
Yeah, I didn't do nearly enough of this. I was all ranged. That's cool. He grabs for you. That's awesome.
Oh. Overwhelmed it.
Oh. Right in the tusk. Yeah, go get him. Go get him. Speed
Damn
up.
clipping. Yes.
Oh, that health bar.
Oh my god. Melted. Dude, that attack rate with those rocks. Firing speed.
Yeah. Tempting, man.
Excellent.
I'm
Excellent.
gonna jump back in. That is so
The
so,
next
so
one,
good.
Dogma 2, Jones. You'll be there day one.
Well, I mean, I got my save file ready to go, and I unlocked it right at that point where they're like, "The world is your oyster." I'm like, I'm uninstalling this. I can't. I got too much. I gotta finish It Takes Two. I don't have time to play this. I got a show to finish. From Eric Waugh, hello, Jones and Huber. It's been another busy month for my team and I working on To Hell With It. Context for Huber, To Hell With It is a third-person hack-and-slash game where you play as Ayala, who finds herself battling through Hell's more obscure realms in a down-the-rabbit-hole style adventure to retrieve her stolen cat. I realized watching the showcase last month that I forgot to mention my role on the team. I've helped out in many areas of the game, but my main focus has been creating all the logic for our enemies and bosses. The game features 4 enemy types and 2 bosses that each have unique characteristics, and I'm very proud of the work I've done for each of them. This month, I have gameplay clips from our other 2 levels, Central Gardens and Deadlight District. In the Central Gardens clip, you'll be able to see some of our creepy plants featuring some some of our climbing and dialogue systems. A little heads up, the lighting in this level is nowhere near close to being done, and it's too bright right now. In the Deadlight District clip, you'll see some of our finished lighting, along with some of our abilities in combat. As we're coming up on a release near the end of the month, there's still many things I'd like to tweak and polish. This entire experience has given me a lot more context of working on large, ambitious project, with how there is always more to do than there is time for, but I'm pretty happy with where we are at. To keep up with the game, you can follow us on Twitter at WimpyImpGames. That's regular spelling, WIMPY Games. All one word, Wimpy Imp Games, for our upcoming release on Steam, which I should mention will be completely free. Love and respect, Eric Wow.
Sick.
Come on now. Why am I not seeing you? Why am I not seeing you?
Yeah, I'm not seeing
ridiculous.
Oh,
Are you not seeing? You're not seeing it either, right?
Mm-mm.
What in the world?
What in the world?
This is highly irregular. Get into that showcase. What are you?
Highly irregular.
I've seen this. I've seen this video.
Unorthodox.
Dude, I can see it right here. Get out of here. Weird video. I just had it. Yeah.
Boom.
There it is.
There it is.
It's awesome.
Yo.
What's the problem, dude? Yeah, let's take it back. Eric does
Yo.
so much better than that. Here we go.
Holy shit. Dude, these visuals.
Yeah, very, very Wonderland types vibes. There's
yeah.
I wanna beat these dudes up bad.
Oh my god, their eyeball heads? Yeah. I want to
Dude, the
pop those
dopamines.
eyeballs.
Look at the coins.
Oh
The
my
coin
god.
dopamine.
Oh
Suckle
yeah.
that up. Yeah.
Yep. Come out, sweet. Great dodging.
Yeah, I like the flips.
Cool little attack Q trigger for the enemies, the little thing over their head. Arkham definitely wasn't the first game to do that, right, Jones? The like meter over their head when they're attacking. The little like electric bolts.
Yeah, I wonder. Oh, cool. We didn't see any of this. Nice. Yeah, yeah.
Imp. Those imps. Yo.
Those might be imp.
Love this street.
The Deadlight District.
Loving the Deadlight District.
Those coins.
Yeah, those coins. I want to spend those coins. I want to spend those coins right now, Jones.
Get Nightmare Creatures vibes from this place.
Yes. Range first. Take them out. Yep. Doggo freak. Camera seems nice too.
It's definitely keeping up, yeah.
Yeah. Looks like a good lock on.
You got it. Oh, nice. It's a fun move.
Oh yeah, I didn't see down there the abilities in the bottom right.
We've reached the unicorn level of the combo meter. Oh, now we're a cool cat.
Yes. Very cool.
Yeah.
Loving the look. Loving the look of it.
I love getting on the ground
Yeah.
floor, man. Seeing all these fun projects that all of you are working on.
Was it After Party that came out a year or two ago? Just the look of it reminds me of that, but the look of it just draws me in. Like I'm down to just explore.
Oh, I think I didn't turn off a video, and that's why we couldn't see the other video. Sorry. Boop, boop, boop. Rookie mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Right at the end here of this wonderful showcase. From Nick Gothic, this is going to be a treat for Huber as this is part 2 of my top 20 favorite games list. Next month I will probably finish it, and I like the improvements I made with editing and the additional drawings. It's amazing how I can cram these into exactly 3 minutes. The one thing I regret is that Huber, ever the hype man, won't be able to see the rest of the list. But either way, I hope you share some of the same excitement for these games as I do. I am excited for your excitement, Nick Gothic, regardless of whether I have played or enjoyed these games or not. Nick Gothic, aka at Clown Boss, in the chat there. Nick has been around this whole time. Yeah, your turn, Nick. Do it.
Hello, Brandon. Hello, Huber. Continuing from where we left off. Zelda, Twilight Princess. Other kids are playing Oblivion at the time, but this was my Oblivion.
The best.
You can motion control the horse riding and the use of bows is fantastic. The narrative and the environments are beautiful. Admit that it's just the coolest. Special props to the Agrog boss fights. Yeah, fighting a dragon, no problem. Number 14, Kentucky Route Zero. Every single thing you've heard about this game is true. It is as much as a love letter to reformed Americana for millennials as it's a scathing critique on capitalism, and its beautiful heroes will make you cry. I especially love the fact that every chapter features a sing-along section. Some of these songs are really something I need to hear right now. Number 13, Liberal Rabble. An obscure 1983 Namco game where you play with 2 joysticks. You try to make rope hooks and you're trying to grab as many mushrooms as you can, but the presentation and music is so beautiful for words, it feels like it's a game equivalent of Strawberry Fields or something. Number 12, Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
Sonic 3 and Knuckles!
Sonic 1 was the first game I ever played, and Sonic 3 feels like the most complete game of the first trilogy. I can't believe how huge the levels are. Even 20 years later, I still find new paths in it that I never even discovered before. It's epic in a way that Mario never was. Number 11, World of Warcraft. I'm specifically speaking about the vanilla version. I've been a Warcraft fan since I was a kid. I was playing Warcraft 2 and it was the first time I was ever captivated by a fictional universe. The story had maps, dates, years, countries, capitals, ethnicities, commanders, technology, and it was just mind-blowing to me. I never even heard of Tolkien then. I really loved Warcraft 3 as well, but WoW brought some things to a whole new level. It is a milestone of online interactions where you and a bunch of other unknown people are thrown into this brutal, dangerous world, and in order to succeed you absolutely had to rely on and help each other. Number 10, Restar. This is the best game on the Mega Drive and I will stand by it. You're a star with elongated arms and you can grab objects and enemies. This one simple mechanic is brilliant, and it opens possibilities to all sorts of platforming wonder and parkour that not even Sonic had the chance to enjoy, and I think Restar is in a bad need of a revival. It also has the musical Planet Sonata, one of the most beautiful game worlds I've ever seen. Number 9, The Incredible Machine. Such frivolous dust fun that everyone forgot about. The puzzles were great, and so is the free building mode where I'd spend hours just exploring the way gears and other props would work, and just build the weirdest blowing things like they were Lego sets, and see what happens. If you don't like this game, we can't be friends. Number 8, Outrun. Outrun, to me, is a moment in time, captured in Chrysalis. Outrun isn't a game, it's a feeling. I struggle to think of a more unified game in terms of presentation and gameplay. Outrun is all about the little things. The way you can change the song that's playing on the station, the wind blowing in your hair, and the glamorous warm sunset on the game over screen. It's not bad to lose. We're finishing this in the next one, I hope. Love and respect, everyone.
Loved it. Love and respect.
I know you want to have hype for different parts of the video. Just any type of that video is great. Just it doesn't matter what number, where it wound up on the list.
Jones, if a greatest games of all time countdown doesn't have World of Warcraft on there, it's discredited.
It feels weird.
It may not be your favorite game, but it is undeniably so good.
It's fun. I remember fighting for EVE Online when we were going to do our top 100 games at Game Just. I lost that fight. I couldn't get it into the top 100, but I remember being like, I haven't even played this game. That's not the point. It's so EVE is just it's there's nothing like it. That's why our Outrun's such a great call. It's like that aesthetic of that game is so strong.
Yeah.
It's so relevant so many years later. A lot of good games we're talking about. Wrapping it up finally from John Wingate. Hey, Brandon and Huber, Wingatic is here. Hope you guys check out my YouTube channel, Gameplay Dismay. Again, that's all regular capital P on the play there. Gameplay Dismay, D-I-S-M-A-Y sometime. We do anime reviews, currently playing Nioh 2. Here's a vid for Huber. This is GPD Clips Fortnite Royale, the latest vid on my channel. You can catch me on Twitch by the same name. I'll be doing some Resident Evil stuff this month.
Oh, yeah.
And respect. And again, it's a 5-minute video that I will be cutting short.
Hell yeah, Fortnite! Embrace Fortnite, chat.
Ooh, almost 6 minutes, this one.
Embrace Fortnite. Just embrace it. Jones, I've been meaning to ask you if you'd like to stream Battle Royale with me, Fortnite.
Ooh.
When I do a stream, would you be down for like an hour or two of that? Cool. Okay. I really want to play
Not
Battle
like
Royale.
tomorrow, but when next time we get together to schedule stuff.
Yes, Jones. Yes.
Yeah, let me know. Give me a date. This has never been This has never been deleted from my PlayStation 4 or 5.
Yes.
Fortnite's always on there. I don't play it nearly as much as I do anymore, but like.
Oh! Oh!
That gun. Oh my goodness, that gun.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
You have to take out Mando to get it, I think. Which is gone now, unfortunately. This is last season. I love this. That was... Maybe you should stream Fortnite on Easy Allies instead of me.
Kidding, man.
Shit.
God, gotta feel like such a boss wandering around this now.
I know. I know. It's so bad. Matt, I didn't go to the...
Right
Jones, there's a full-on, the Tatooine Mos Eisley bar, the cantina, was on the map. I didn't go there on stream. I was just... Regret. And it plays the Mando theme, Jones. When you go in. Dude. Unstoppable. My goodness. Making it look easy. Making it look trivial. Oh, right
so
over their shoulder.
So close. Pierce their ear with that one.
SMG time? What did he throw there? Victory! That was very impressive.
Fun to see Amanda, which is a pistol. Just...
Yeah. Very impressive. That was awesome.
It is a longer clip, but it's nice that we got at least one full victory in there.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see, maybe 30 seconds. There we go. Nice.
So professional. John Wick. Confirming the kill. Pistol specialist. Yo, don't sleep on the blue pistol, chat. It's incredible. Blue pistol, so good. That was awesome.
Checking out the merchandise. Good spot to stop right at the end of the clip. I know. And a shout out to Megan Linhart, who posted hold, but we did not get a comment from before we eventually jumped in. And Ben Fitter said, "Hey, Jones and Huber, unfortunately, I was a bit overambitious with my planned music submission and wasn't able to finish in time. So instead, I thought I'd share some screenshots from the old Switch. Since there's no achievements or trophies, I've gotten in the habit of taking a screenshot of each game completion or other accomplishment to record it. Here's a smattering of some of my favorite, most proud. Love and respect, Ben F." And then there was no link. Got the comment, but didn't actually see the stuff. So I have identified that this comment exists. If you would like to maybe send in 2 posts, Ben, and you want to get that in front of the eyeballs of the next person being on this showcase, we will do it. The next person on this showcase, and I always forget to do this. I believe it's Ian. Let me double check. I always forget to do this a month in advance. But it is nice to know because a lot of people, as you have seen, like to make stuff specifically for the next person that is on. Joining us in May of 2021, Ian Hink on the Easy Hours Community Showcase. Lock that one in. And that has been Michael Huber, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us for the Easy Allies Community Showcase. Again, if you would like to be a part of the Community Showcase, it's our $10 tier, patreon.com/easyallies for $10 anytime during the month. You just hang around for the end of the month. I'm making this post public. Bam. Now, if you want to check out all this stuff, you can. I put up a post. The next post will be called Community Showcase May 2021, but it'll be going up in April, near the end of April, so that you can get your submissions in if you don't want to stay at that tier for the next month. But if you do, you'll have until generally the first Monday that we lock that in. Just go to easyallies.com if you want to see that on your schedule, or follow Twitter in case you want to get those updates, or Cup of Jones, or I will let you know if it is happening that week or the next. And if you checked the stuff out and you're like, you know what? I do want to check out, Gameplay Dismay. I do want to check out some of these channels from people who are checking the stuff out, potentially previous showcases. If you want to see other updates we've gotten from Michelle Jackson or any of our wonderful musicians, Adam Henschel and Kevin Gillet, these people that submit stuff all the time. you go to patreon.com/easyallies, and then there are a bunch of tabs, exclusive shows, Cup of Jones. One of those is the community showcase. If you click on that, you can see all of the previous posts, 5 years of operation. Used to be called community comments, and then we brought in all of this other crazy media for all of your listening and viewing enjoyment. So patreon.com/easyallies is you want to go to be a part of this or to just watch those in the past. A huge shout out to everyone that was a part of this, especially people that have been around. Thank you for all of the year 5 well wishes, but there's been some people that have been around for like all that time that we keep getting submissions from, and it is such a joy to follow all of you and your creative endeavors. You don't need Huber to hear it, to say it. You don't need chat to say it. All of you are just so insanely talented, regardless of whether we get comments or pieces of music or videos or anything. We love all of it, and I'm hungry for it, quite frankly. I love when we get submissions from people that we haven't gotten from before. I love when we get updates. Even just if you can't submit something that you did that's like what you did the last time and it's just a comment, we would love to hear from you here at Easy Allies. This is such a joy. Won't get Huber back for a while. It'll be later in 2021 before you come back onto the showcase, but it is always such a treat to do it here for you, Huber. What do you got on? Does he got Evil Within? Is that your shirt?
Evil Within, yep. Going to film the Super Mario spoiler mode after this, so look forward to that. That was one of our goals during EZX. Big shout out to ExpressVPN, a sponsor of the Easy Allies podcast. I used that ExpressVPN to stream Super Mario Brothers on Amazon UK because it was unavailable in this region. ExpressVPN.
I literally just went. I go offline right at that moment. I'm like, Easy Allies. Thank you for everybody for submitting. Obviously, Hubert, thank you. You've been a joy. But everybody that makes Easy Allies tick, everybody that makes this showcase keep on rolling month after month. It's a heck of a lot of fun to do. And we will see you in another month for another showcase. All of you have been amazing. Thank you. Bye.